This is WZOB Fort Payne, 100.9 FM and 1250 AM.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Are we live on Facebook? We live on the radio? Are we? Okay, everything's up.
Everything's up, I think.
We think so. We think so. It's Thursday, 11 to 1. It's time for Lunch with Bryan and Steve. You're listening to WZOB 100.9 The Z. WZOBradio.com. If you click the Listen Live button, if you're riding around town, you can put your dial on 1250 AM or 100.9 FM. The show is also live streamed on Facebook. So if you're at work and on the computer and want to check us out, go to our WZOB Facebook page. You'll see that we're live right now. Also, Miss Holly archives the show on our YouTube channel, our YouTube page. So if you go there, you can catch all the past episodes of Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Coming off of maybe our premiere episode, let me bring in my co-host, Steve Chambers, or as we like to call him, Stevie's Wonders. Welcome in, Steve.
We got the trophy.
You got the trophy over here in the corner. We keep the trophy up in the corner to prove that he's... How you been?
Good. How are you? I hadn't seen you in 24 hours.
I know. It's been a while.
Everything good?
Holly Allen, producer. Hello, Holly. How are you?
I'm doing just fine this morning.
Great. Is Tim in there? I know Cindy is.
Tim's in
Tim
there.
and Cindy are
Cindy's
there, helping us get live on the radio. Thank you, guys. I got my son Isaac today at the WZOB offices.
Tall one.
He's very
getting
tall. Isn't he?
He makes a good brisket.
Does he?
That's right.
He served it anyway.
That's right. I forgot about that. He told me that he saw you yesterday at work, and so excited to have him here with us. He's checking out the show, see how the sausage is made here in the studio. So it's beautiful. I can't wait for today's.
He may need counseling after this.
That's true. I know it. It's
It is a little bit like sausage, you
It is
know.
very-
It's like you like that end product, but the
Yeah,
the
everything here,
process is a little
this
hairy.
is nice. The sign looks beautiful. The television's in good spot and everything. And then you look back offset and it's just wires
it's a mess.
and
It's,
things
yeah.
everywhere.
Water fountain from 1939.
Sorry, that's me and I'm not a very organized person. I have seen professionals do the wires, and it just blows me away.
It
I'm like,
is. It's,
how do they do that?
It's very impressive.
I'm not a
It's very
professional.
impressive. So
Like we are.
right.
we're thankful for you guys, and we keep hearing about new listeners every week. We're so excited that you guys are enjoying the show. It seems as though that people are enjoying the show. I think we're getting some pretty good feedback, and so thank you guys for listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve, watching us, whatever you're doing. We're excited to be there. And coming off of one of our biggest episodes last week, we had in studio, which is ironic, maybe not ironic, coincidental. My daughter is down at Tuscaloosa this week at Girls State, which if you're familiar with high school stuff, Girls State is where they select 2 students from each school or each school that applies to go to either sometimes it's in Montgomery, sometimes it's in Auburn, sometimes it's in Tuscaloosa, and this year it's in Tuscaloosa. And they do mock government. So they walk through, and they had Katie Britt spoke to the girls the other night, other folks that are involved in politics, and so they run for little offices. I say little offices, but they have mayor and city council and probate judge and county commissioners, and then they go all the way up to governor, and they elect, and they all run and have little campaigns, and they learn about government stuff.
Wow, that's great.
So I said, well, Sydney, I was talking to her on the phone. I said, well, who we had in studio last week? Speaker of the House, Nathaniel Ledbetter. So I know, Dad, I know.
That's funny.
So it was interesting that she gets to do that, and she's enjoying it. And I knew that she would. I knew that she would have a good time. She speaks very well in public. She does a great job anytime she's asked to do anything for FCA or things like that. And so she's having a blast. I talked to her. I called her on like 9 o'clock right before I was going to bed, and she called me back at 11:30. Which
Wow.
made me think, when your daughter's in Tuscaloosa and she calls you at 11:30, you answer the phone.
I guess so.
She'd been saved.
So anyway, she's having a blast down there, excited to go down and see what's going on. So today, had Nathaniel Ledbetter last week. Today, we're honored to have Judge. We got a judge this week. Had the
Judge.
Speaker of the House
Does it
last
make you
week.
nervous?
Just a little
Not
bit.
Andrew.
Judge Andrew.
Andrew Harriston.
Sounds like a TV show.
Yeah, but
Judge Andrew.
yeah, it is. There's a lot of judge
Should
shows.
have it,
My
yeah.
goodness, that's what we need is one more. Hey, we could do that, like on Tuesdays from 11 to 1.
What?
We could do the Judge Andrew show,
Okay.
and he could like mitigate debates, and he could mediate.
Yeah.
We never
Okay.
go
So
off
if you
the
guys are
rails.
interested, let us know. We'll get it rolling.
That's right. Just need some sponsors. That's all we need. So
That's right.
excited. So anyway, Andrew Harriston and Tricia Dunne with the city of Fort Payne, not Dune.
Not Dune, even though it's spelled
It's
Dune.
Dooney, spelled like Dooney.
Yeah.
She may throw something. at you. She's human resources now, isn't she?
I think so. She works for the city, worked for the
So
local newspaper
If
at
we
one
needed a
time.
job, we'd have to go talk to her.
Yes. She posted that they needed policemen. I saw that on her post. And by the way, she'll post. I was trying to do some digging around. Of course, I know Andrew. I've known Andrew for years. I've gotten to know Tricia just a little bit over the last couple of years, but didn't know a lot about her. But she'll take a selfie. I'll tell you that. And so
A lot of selfies
yes,
on that
a lot
Facebook
of selfies.
page. Yeah.
And so the boys in the band, Mayor
Yeah.
Bain, different people in the
Yeah.
city, and just trying to. And she does a good job of.
She does. And people
promoting the city.
very active. I feel like I need to be more like that. I just,
I'm
can't.
gonna be disappointed if she doesn't do selfie with us and post it.
Oh
to
yeah, we
Facebook.
have to do a selfie with her. In fact,
So-
I forgot to get a picture with
You did.
Nathaniel
I know.
Ledbetter last week.
I was looking
What was I thinking? It's like, gosh,
Got a
the
liner
one
though.
person.
Do you have the liner pulled up? You got it somewhere we can
Oh my
listen
goodness! Did I even,
Did you-
Bryan?
did
This
you-
week have been. I mean, I know that
to? You don't have Nathaniel Ledbetter.
I don't have it on this week.
Oh, my
Did
goodness.
I forget to do that?
Oh,
Okay,
golly.
I
My
know. I know.
gracious.
Y'all just gonna have to wait.
Future Senator Ledbetter.
I know. And
Is it
well,
Senator? It's gonna
listen.
be Senator, right? Do you know? Did he tell you?
No.
he told me to leave him alone. quit harassing me.
After all
And
those-
what's your name?
That is so funny.
That was a blast. That was a really good
It
conversation. I really enjoyed that. And you didn't chime in at all in that. Did you not have anything to ask? You were. You're normally kind of popping in with some questions, and you didn't do as much last week.
No, I didn't.
Was it intimidating having?
Yes, I'm
having a guest
so
with two, like an
intimidated.
entourage. He had an entourage.
Yeah, it was intimidating.
Two
Yeah.
people's an entourage. You know what? Like
that right?
that moves you from like, this is just my old pal Sal here that's coming down here with me.
Yeah, it was an entourage, but it wasn't like a, he's big enough to take care of himself.
It didn't have
so
security. Yeah, he's from Sand Mountain. He's not
Well,
in
you never
threat.
know nowadays. I mean,
guarantee you.
everybody
You think he
needs
was
a little
packing?
security. Hey,
Not
look at the
Nathaniel,
beautiful
but his
lady.
buddy was.
Hey,
You want to see
Bryan.
that 9mm Glock?
Do you not see this beautiful lady standing over here?
I have to stay professional in the show, but my wife is in studio now. She's came down to check out the show and see how elaborate it is with the stuff we've got.
Well, she knows me. She knows it ain't going to be elaborate.
So
It's a family reunion here, isn't
it
it?
is. Everybody's coming
I
down.
feel out of place.
Yes, it is. Yeah. She's telling all my, No,
looks
it's
good.
not. It's a real wood wall
Real
back
wood
there.
that Steve milled from cedar trees in his backyard.
That's correct.
Oh, my goodness.
Smells like
You're
Christmas.
So
Hey, is your
funny.
bathroom done?
Yes.
Is it?
It's
What
even
about the
paid
railing?
for.
What's the railing?
Railing's done. Apparently, it's littered with gold, but it's paid for.
Because it's
No, she never color coordinates.
No,
I've got a
I'm not
limited
that technical.
wardrobe right now because we're in transition. So
everything's in boxes.
I've been trying to look at the
Where are you living? That's under the Wills Creek Bridge? Or-
I-59 overpass at exit 222.
Why?
That's where it feels like at
Come
times.
into SOS.
We're staying. I got a little cot tucked down underneath the sanctuary at the church. We're staying.
Well,
So-
there's just weird sounds that are at church at night.
That's true.
It's a big place.
Yeah.
No, I was really.
But you can't have
seriously,
Hanks in
I
a
was
church.
wondering,
Can you?
where have you got them scattered out everywhere?
Well, we are split up between. It's hard to find housing for 7 people in DeKalb County. Trust me. But even though we're in the housing market,
Yeah.
we're split between 2 Airbnbs right now. We're staying in Valley Head. Half of us in Valley Head, and the other half in Minton.
But you're buying a house that's already built.
Yes, completed, done. And it's not a fixer-upper. It's ready to move into. So
And where is this located?
it is on Portobello Road.
Oh,
Here we go.
wow.
So I know it here.
Oh, the one with the moat around it. The castle.
I'm trying to learn how to
Right.
just say where I live
Without saying
without
where
it.
you live?
Yes, and inevitably,
Yeah,
it turns
'cause-
into that kind of conversation.
Because
Inevitably.
Oh, that's the first comment. It's not a word.
oh, is it? So I don't know anything about Portobello Road. Is it?
Yeah, we're the smallest house on the road. But that's okay. Doesn't matter. We're in the
Oh,
neighborhood.
you mean those are the houses that I used to like drive around and go, oh,
yes.
I wanna
You
live
got 2
there, I
reservoirs
wanna
to
live
fish in.
there.
That's right. One right in the backyard. So we got. I think I may take up fishing. You don't ever fish?
Yeah.
I've never fished.
You've
I
never
mean, well, not
fished?
never.
What?
Not never. That's too big a statement. I don't fish regularly, but I may take it up now because it's right in the backyard. So
So is it
that'll be fun.
No, you
bass and
won't.
crappie, you think? In that?
I have no idea. I don't
You
even
won't
know.
fish. You
I-
won't.
I will
You know
once. I'll
when
once.
you yes
As
once
hyperactive
once
as you are,
when you have
better
it in.
bass fish where you can constantly do that. Because if you're just watching that
Little
lure to
bob.
go, you're just.
Nope.
Okay,
All
I
right,
gotta
let's
do
get outta
something
here.
else.
I'll go fish with Jones because he's the same way.
Is it?
He and I have the same tolerance. You ready? Yep. All right, let's go.
Yeah, you can't sit down long enough to fish.
Speaking of last week, Nathaniel Ledbetter, he invited us, and we're looking into this
Yes, we
to
are.
go to. And I need it's good my wife's here because she can put it on her calendar. 4th of July. Is it on the 4th?
It is on the 4th.
On the 4th, there
early.
is a and I didn't realize how big this thing was.
It's big.
Is the Republican breakfast at Henniger Town, not Town
Hit-
Square, Park, City Park.
City Park.
Park.
Yeah, at the
City Park.
At the community center.
Yep.
But we won't be inside that building.
And
I'll tell you
evidently,
right now.
oh really? Why? Is it covered up with other people?
I'm sure. I talked with Sherry, very sweet lady. Talked
Did
to
she
the mayor.
listen to the show?
I didn't know. I don't
come on, man,
know.
you gotta promote the show when you're
I
out
mean,
and about.
I was anyway. It doesn't matter. She's going to now.
It does matter.
I'm
we
sure
need
she
to
will.
listen. We need listeners
We're
and
supposed to be
viewers.
out there at 5.
Well, she said that people start gathering at 5 a.m. The breakfast starts at 7. So, and then the parade is at like 10.
So are we going to record or are we going live? We're going to try to go live?
Yeah, look, the wonderful thing about it is 4th of July is a
we
day
talked
off
last
for the
week.
station. We don't have swap shop. We don't have birthday. We are cleared for our schedule. because usually everybody around here gets that day off, like one of the few days that we get off. So
But not
now,
holiday.
now we're
So we
working.
get double time and a half holiday
Yeah.
pay.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's
So
right.
we're going live on the 3rd, right?
So that'd be $11.
I'm recapping a company meeting last week, a staff meeting. We're going live on Thursday. Then didn't we talk about recording this one to play on the 10th because we'll be out of town that week? We could record it. And just play
we
it.
do. We record every show. We've got every show.
Okay.
Yeah, we're recording and archiving.
I'm
it
sorry,
now.
guys. We're having a staff meeting right here.
But
we're going
to
to
let everybody know, we're going to have a special
Tuberville's going to be there.
breakfast
Nathaniel Ledbetter.
with lunch and not with lunch. Breakfast
we're
with
going to
Bryan.
have breakfast with Bryan and Steve.
That's right. On the 4th of
That's
July.
a great idea. So
Breakfast
out
with
at
Bryan and Steve.
Henniger City Park.
Tommy,
If you don't know where that is,
Tuberville.
it is not hard to find.
Is that right?
Just go to Henniger, drive around a little bit, and you'll see it.
Yeah, it's not very big. Right
So,
there off of 70.
But Tuberville's going to be there.
Tuberville,
All
Katie
Republicans.
Britt.
Katie Britt will be there.
Yeah, and we're going to
Wow, if we
try
could-
to
man.
interview as many as we can.
That'll
You are.
be so much fun.
Yeah. Okay.
You
Well,
can
good.
imagine, are you going to be nice? Do I have to excuse you when I interview Tuberville?
No, I'll be nice.
Because he's a Republican first
Yeah.
now.
I'll say, what about that pine box comment when you're at Ole Miss?
All right, so we're going to be
guys.
doing that live breakfast with Bryan and Steve on July the 4th at the Republican breakfast in Henniger Town Park, City Park.
City Park.
Sorry.
That's
Yeah,
right.
well,
The
are you
Potato
really gonna be out
Festival
there
is
at
the
5?
prefix to the
I can
Potato
be there as
Festival.
early as you need to. I don't sleep very much anymore. So
Well, under the bridge.
it's noisy, all those 18-wheelers. We're going to come back. We're going to talk with Chris Dura with Thrive Outdoor on our segment with him.
From the beach?
Yes, from the beach, I think, this week. So we'll be right back with more Lunch with Bryan and Steve right after this.
Stop treating your home like a storage bin. Make room for living with Wilson Storage. No matter the need or budget, Wilson Storage has the solution for you. They have gated standard units and climate control units. They have security cameras, alarms on every door, and 24-hour access. You can even rent or pay your bill online. Just go to wilsonstorage.com or call 256-845-1530. Wilson Storage is family owned and been serving our community since 1988. Wilson Storage in Fort Payne.
Hi, this is Bryan Jett, Superintendent for Fort Payne City Schools, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
Hello, this is Mike Shirey with the Fort Payne Improvement Authority. Spring is an exciting time of warmer weather and new growth, but it's also a dangerous time. We all remember the tragic storms of April 2011 and lives lost and the scars that remain. We are reminded of the season and how the storms can impact our lives. We would like to take this opportunity to encourage everyone to stay safe and have a safety plan when the storms come. Always remember to stay away from any downed power lines or anything contacting those lines. Never try to move a power line and do not drive over a downed power line. If your vehicle is in contact with a power line, stay in the vehicle until help arrives. Stay alert and stay safe from your friends at Fort Payne Improvement Authority.
We're back, Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Bryan Northcutt, Steve Chambers. In studio, episode in the teens. What are we, 14? Episode 14. Can't believe it. How about that, Steve?
I'd have lost that bet.
And it is now time for the weekly segment, Lunch with Bryan and Steve segment, Thrive Outdoors Garden Tip of the Week. Chris Dura is live with us on the phone. What you got there going, Chris? You got some noise in the background. What's up?
Yes, sir. I am live from Panama City Beach. Feet are in the water, folks.
Watch for the dorsal fin.
Yeah, that's true. PCB. You got. What's the flag warning right now at PCB?
The flag warning is yellow.
Ooh.
Proceed with caution, but enjoy your day.
All right. No jellyfish. We're all good on
No
what's that?
jellyfish. We did have a manatee swim by yesterday.
Really?
Yes,
Interesting.
of all things. Like, I don't care what kind of animal it is. If you see a big shadow in the Gulf, I'm fleeing the
Yeah,
area.
yeah. I generally I try to stay away from anything like that. So
Yeah, he was just cruising down the beach line, and everybody was scattered, and they saw this big shadow coming through, and everybody was running back
yeah,
to the beach.
that is as we say in DeKalb County, no bueno.
Yes.
So did you get the picture I sent you of Miss Holly's hydrangeas?
I did. I saw Miss Holly's hydrangea macrophyllus, or
Okay.
so many people call them big leaf hydrangeas.
All right, give us a
round leaf.
critique. What's wrong with them? And she said,
There's nothing wrong with
"Oh,
them.
really? Okay, you sure?
No,
You can't find something
Yes.
wrong with it?
I can't find anything. They are different colors though.
Are they?
That means she's got some different acidity in the soil.
Oh, okay. Can she
'Cause you can
change that
change- you can-
acidity?
You can change hydrangea colors by using lime or sulfur. That'll change them either to blue or pink.
Is that right? Interesting.
When you see hydrangeas that are lavender or purple, that means they've kind of got a balance between those two.
That's lavender, isn't it? Is that close to lavender?
Well, mostly blue, but there is some lavender.
Okay.
Yeah, hers are mostly blue with some lavender, and that just means there's different pHs in the soil that they're planted in.
Do you know
But
that?
she can
Steve?
always
I did know
correct that one
I
way or
don't
the
know how
other.
to change it around.
Uh-huh.
All
I
right.
have to get Chris to.
I thought we could have some fun with
Yeah.
Holly. Do what?
I have to get Chris to come show me how to change the
Yeah, we'll get some acidity
acidity
Q and A's.
content, yeah.
Well, trying to stay on topic, I thought, what can I relate the beach to plants? And I
Yes.
thought salt.
Salt. There you go.
So here's our tip of the day:
All right.
salt. People have probably heard of Epsom salt
Yep.
used for plants. Epsom salt provides a little magnesium, which what that does is increase the chlorophyll count in the plant, which of course makes it greener. And when you increase that chlorophyll count, you also increase the other minerals in the plant. So
Huh.
you can add Epsom salt to plants. You can also put them around vegetables to kind of kill the snails and bugs. But you want to do it sparingly. You don't throw like a whole bucket of salt down. You know that's going to kill it straight
Yeah.
up. So
Well, that's what I was going to say. I thought salt was bad for plants. I thought like if you watered a plant with salt water, it'd kill it or something like that. I
Well,
have no idea.
You got to mix that salt. A lot of people use it around their ferns. If you want good green big ferns, a little hint is to throw a little Epsom salt around the base of a fern.
Yeah. Okay.
That'll help them get taller and greener and look really beautiful. It's a little
What
sneaky hint there.
Well, so what's the difference in an Epsom salt versus just a table salt or a sea salt or what's the Himalayan salt? That's the new fancy thing that's out there.
Now you're getting a little further outside of my wheelhouse.
Oh, okay.
But if you're
I know-
brave,
I know.
you swing at it anyway. Sorry.
Let's just stay away from table salt and rock salt, and let's just go with Epsom.
Just say Epsom and just be done with it. So don't
Be done with that.
make sure that you pick up Epsom and not the other stuff, just to be on the safe side.
That's correct. And also, I couldn't think of anything else. Seafood. The only thing I could incorporate when it comes to sea animals or any animals that swim is you can actually use, and you probably have seen it, fish emulsion, which is fish poop for indoor plants. They sell that in bottles.
Pardon
It's
me?
great for indoor plants. Fish emulsion.
Fish is.
That's why we have an aquarium.
Yeah.
That is fish poop. They
You know
they,
that Steve
I guess they
cannot
gather
do.
and sell it.
Steve cannot emolt until the show's over because he's trapped inside hers.
It's an age thing. I don't know.
And this is between you and your listeners. If y'all want to do this to Chambers, this is fine. Get some of that fish emulsion, unscrew the top, and leave it in his car for a while.
Oh God.
That is awesome smell.
Wow.
I know what you drive.
Do you buy that at like a Tractor Supply?
Now you can buy, you can buy it like Lowe's or a Home Depot.
Really?
Any garden center will have it.
Okay.
Yes, it's over there by the fertilizers. It'll say fish emulsion
And so emulsion is a euphemism for.
or fish poop.
Okay.
Emulsion sounds better than fish poop.
Well, you don't say that when you're doing like with cow. You don't say cow emulsion when you're trying to.
You say manure. You don't say poop.
Fish manure.
I don't say how many times we can say poop on the air today.
I'm sure this will drive listeners straight to the show.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So where you been eating? What's the
What's been the menu? Do
Yeah,
you
what's
really
on the
want to
menu?
go there? You know, Miss Holly knows I love to talk food.
Yes, come on.
Well, last night was black and mai
Ooh.
with a side of vegetables. The other night I had the fried captain's platter with fried oysters, grouper, shrimp, and
Captain Anderson's.
scallops.
Is that Captain Anderson's?
I went Captain Anderson's. We went to the Shrimp Basket.
Oh.
That's a more budget place down here anyway.
Well, good. So
And
go ahead. Keep going.
And tomorrow will be date night. We'll go to me and my wife will go and we'll spend a little bit more and get the nicer stuff.
There you go.
Probably like some blackened snapper or something.
Yeah, Long John Silver, right?
Yeah. Stay on budget.
Captain D.
We're not going to Captain D's, baby. We're going to Long. Do they even have Long John? I think they've shut those down, haven't they? Have they shut Long John
I know,
Silver down?
I've seen them. I think they're in Montgomery.
Okay. So all week, good. I'm glad you're getting a chance to get away. How's I guess they don't. How's business at Thrive?
Thrive's doing well. I really feel
Thrive is
sorry.
thriving.
I told the salespeople this past week. I said I'm going to be going on vacation. If y'all can hold on to some of your things we need to measure till I get back. And I'm watching the emails come through. I feel bad for my partner. They're burying him in new properties, which is great.
Yeah.
But he's doing a lot of work by himself this week.
Well, good. Well, good. Well, y'all gonna be there through the week, then heading back and get back after it, huh? How's is it
Yes.
crowded down there right now?
Yes, where we're staying, it's crowded, but it's not necessarily crowded where we stay. We stay at Emerald Beach Resort. It's a big tower, but there's an empty lot. Like there's nothing between us, so you can come out and then go down the beach a little bit, and you can spread out here.
Okay, good.
Which
Well,
makes it good. There is a lot of people, but you can spread out, and it doesn't feel too bad.
Well, good.
I think it's impressive you would still do this Thrive Outdoor garden tip of the week while you're on the beach at Panama City Beach.
Well, I told Miss Holly I'd let her hear the ocean hitting my feet while I called you guys. Make you a little jealous. I mean, I'm always jealous of you guys while I'm working my real job and you're doing the program. I want you to be jealous of me this week.
There you go. That's right. That's right.
It worked.
It was.
I mean, you can smell the salt air coming through the phone, right, guys?
That's exactly right.
You sure it's salt air, right?
Yeah.
Was that the manatee emulsion out there?
Yes, yeah, that's it.
I bet
my
bet that
goodness.
emulsion is real bad. Okay. Anyway, off topic. Here we go. Hey, Chris, thanks for joining us. Enjoy your vacation. Tell the wife and kids hello, and thanks for taking time to come and join us on the Garden Tip of the Week, Thrive Outdoors.
Thank you for having me, and stay salty, my friends.
All right. See you, brother. That's Chris Dura with the Thrive Outdoor Garden Tip of the Week. Thank you guys, Lee Buffington and those guys at Thrive, for sponsoring the show. We're very appreciative. And glad Chris got a break. He doesn't take very many breaks.
He's still not taking a break. He's doing his tip of the week.
I don't know how in the world he does. Y'all do the Fort Payne games. Yeah. That schedule is insane. Y'all do the football games. That's easy. I mean,
Yeah.
in terms of the overall concept.
Yeah, but every basketball, girl and boy, home and away, and baseball.
That's why she drives an Escalade, though.
That's right.
You mean the Wazamobile? Yeah, it is sitting in my driveway. It needs work. No, I don't drive that right now.
Oh, me. So I'm hoping, normally at this time our guest has shown up. Has anybody
They are.
come through the door? Are they here?
Are they here?
Okay.
Okay, good.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get ready for the ride. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I think Andrew and Tricia are here. So we'll be going back. We'll go to a break here in a minute. Let's see. So we don't know some of the candidates. We did get a confirmation that Richard Camp is in the race. And I think we announced that Mike Grant is in the race. In 2 weeks, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to, Heather Wooten.
Heather Wooten, yep, she's in. I haven't seen anybody else that's declared, and we don't know
Lynn.
about Lynn yet.
She wants to come here next week and announce.
That's right.
So surely she's not going to announce. She's not going to
She's
run.
like, I'm not running.
And here's your hamburger. I gotta go. Well, if she brings a bonanza, that's good.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but she does.
And
It
then
is a shame. We are lunch. Hey, guys. Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We need a lunch sponsor. So
yeah, we do.
we need a lunch sponsor. This needs to be the
Yeah.
Bryan and Steve Restaurant Studio. Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We name the studio after you. We'll put a sign up here.
Yeah, and people
Okay.
are driving around, and they're hungry right now.
So
And you
yeah,
know,
we need lunch with Bryan and Steve.
okay.
So we've tried. We asked him. He said no. So
All right.
trying to sell sponsorships on the air live right now. So we're going to have Tricia Dunne and Andrew Harriston here next segment to talk about Boom Days, and of course we're going to obviously dive into other things that we're interested in that's not related to Boom Days, just because that's what we do.
That's right. It's
So-
good to get to know the people that you talk
Exactly.
with, and not
So
just the activities.
It's hard for us to stay on topic.
It is. We love to chase those rabbits.
Lynn just said she could probably do Thursday.
Okay, there we go. All right, so we'll have her in sometime and have her announce.
All right. Y'all ready to go to break?
Yeah, we got to go to
Sound
break.
like
All right,
you're
we'll be
ready.
right back with more with the lunch with Bryan and Steve right after this.
When you need to give something special, visit Tracy's in North Fort Payne. Beautiful floral arrangements, fresh or silk, stylish jewelry, scented candles and pampering products, cuddly stuffed animals, balloons, and candy. Tracy can help you put together the perfect gift and gourmet basket. Potted plants or hanging baskets with fresh spring flowers. At Tracy's, you're sure to find that unique gift that shows just how much you care. Tracy's is located at 2103 Galt Avenue in North Fort Payne. Open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 and Saturdays from 9 to noon. For every occasion, visit Tracy's full-service florist, personalized printing, and gifts. DeKalb Fix-It Appliance Warehouse is a mouthful, so Terry and Bobby have decided to drop the fix-it and focus on giving you the best prices on new appliances. Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, Amana, LG, Samsung, GE, and more. Up to 75% off retail price on new scratched and dent appliances. And as your Electrolux and Frigidaire dealer, DeKalb Appliance Warehouse is passing on more savings to you with even more new in-box selections. Need a refrigerator? Come in today and shop our overstocked warehouse. You will not get a better deal anywhere. We guarantee to match or beat any price. In-house service available to all as well. Used appliances will now be available at our previous location on Godfrey Avenue, along with the same computer sales and repairs our customers have come to enjoy. The Cab Appliance Warehouse is open weekdays 9 to 5, Wednesdays and Saturdays 9 to 2, located on Airport Road in Fort Payne.
This is Mark Malone, the favorite statistician of Bryan, Steve, Chris, and Holly, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
Stop treating your home like a storage bin. Make room for living with Wilson Storage. No matter the need or budget, Wilson Storage has the solution for you. They have gated standard units and climate control units. They have security cameras, alarms on every door, and 24-hour access. You can even rent or pay your bill online. Just go to wilsonstorage.com or call 256-845-1530. Wilson Storage is family owned and been serving our community since 1988. Wilson Storage in Fort Payne.
All right, we're back. Lunch with Bryan and Steve in studio, episode 14. So thankful for you guys that watch and listen to the show. And one of our listeners is now joining us as a guest. Right. So we have got Andrew Harriston and Tricia Dunne. I have when I've seen your name for a long time, and I'm sure you deal with it a lot.
I do. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay.
Probably not.
No.
So excited. Yeah, make sure you're in the mic. We got to up like that. Here we go. All right, now.
Challenged.
Now we're ready. So we're glad to have you guys in studio with us.
Great to be here.
Yeah, good. So you guys, other than the things that we'll talk about later, because as my wife just mentioned, buckle up because you never know where this is going to go. We will have some random stuff happen during this show. Because what, me holding it like this? Yeah, it's very professional.
Very helpful.
It's so that Steve can see them, because I always feel like I'm blocking Steve off because he's here trying to see through here. So I'll lean back like this. So you guys, Tricia, you work for the city.
That's correct.
Tell us your job.
I am the human resource director.
So
Okay.
you hire and fire.
Well, I don't have the hire and fire powers, but I do the paperwork for it. How about that? Yeah.
Oh, so you know what's going to happen.
That's right.
And of course, here come the judge. So how long have you been a judge now, Andrew?
This is year 7.
Year 7.
Hard to believe it's been that
That is
long.
good.
It is.
Yeah. Hard to believe.
I remember when you were campaigning. So
Yeah, lawyer, and Judge Cole was retiring.
that's right.
And
That's
so
right.
it was an open seat. Judge Cole was the longest serving circuit judge in the history of Alabama at 42 years.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, he
don't-
basically
you don't-
worked. I think we added it up one time. He worked for free for like 17 years,
Because
based
of the
on what he
retirement.
could have retired, but he
Yeah.
just enjoyed doing it.
Wow. So that's what you guys do, and we'll talk more about that later.
Does he
But
come hang out every now and then?
He's been back a few times. I think
you ever see him in the back, like in the back of the courtroom? This is the part of the show where we get real random. real
No,
fast.
no, he doesn't do that. He doesn't show up and lurk
I can see him
over
back there
us.
going.
That's not right. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I'm
I
coming
tried
out
a
of
case
retirement.
one time where the retired judge had a seat right beside the judge, and he came in. Now, this is like 2010, so it's not that long ago, and smoked a cigar during the entire trial, this retired judge, and just watched court.
Just so
Yeah.
he could, because he could.
Yeah. It was a little intimidating.
That would be.
Yeah.
Wow. So 42 years. You're going to try to make that kind of
No.
run? No.
No. I don't have the genetics.
So
to
how do you like
that.
dealing with the public?
Yeah. I
Both
like
of
it.
you.
I like it. People are good.
People are good.
So-
it's fine. Is that what Tricia
It's,
said?
it's fine. It's real good. No, it's fine. It's really fine. There's no drama in Fort Payne. The Fort
No
Payne does
one
not have
ever
drama.
gets on my
You want
nerves.
to talk about the swimming pool? Do you want to talk about the sidewalks, the handrails?
I want to
anything?
know who Trish is going to vote for.
May the best people win.
Get under the chandelier tree and might do a little podcast about
video.
who you're supporting.
Are you? Yeah. No. Do,
I
yeah,
don't do
announce it.
endorsements anymore like I did when I was at the paper.
Announce it like right here on the big chair.
Right,
On the
big
chair.
Here on the big chair
Yeah.
right there. So speaking of the big chair, that's right. Central ground zero of Boom Days, which is what you guys are here
Yes.
for. So let's talk Boom Days. How did y'all get dragged into this job? And
Andrew's been doing Boom Days since day one.
how long has it been going on?
18 years.
Okay.
When I was on the city council in
Okay.
2004, we really wanted something to replace the June Jam. It was just we lacked that yearly event
Yeah.
in Fort Payne, and had been missing it for about 10 years at that point. And so the council really just got together with some business community leaders and put together Boom Days. And it has changed over the years. Some people like it, some people don't. It is here to celebrate Fort Payne
Yeah.
and our musical heritage.
Yeah.
And you know, Bryan, you play a lot of music, and man, we've got a lot.
unbelievable.
The talent in Fort Payne's unbelievable.
It's really remarkable.
And so that's the reason why we let local artists perform on the big stage.
Yeah.
We have several stages throughout town and in the park. We try to make it.
It's a lot of fun.
We make it.
It really
as
is.
accommodating to local musicians as we can.
Yeah. All right.
I was involved when I was at the newspaper. The last 3 or 4 years when I was publisher, I was on the board. When I came to the city, I'm not on the board. I just said I'll help, do the legwork, do the running and stuff. So like myself and the mayor and Sonia, we're not board members, but we just do a lot of the legwork, the
yeah.
organizational part
And you'll
of it, yeah.
post. You'll post about it too.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I was going to try to, because I knew you, and I don't know you
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Although I didn't know that you were Georgia's mom, because
That's right.
I knew
Yes,
her.
I am
and-
Georgia May's mom. Yes, yes. That's my identity now.
And
How old is she now?
She's almost 15.
she
She was in Martha's kindergarten.
That's right. She was. Yes.
Like
another part of the
2 years
random part of the
ago.
show.
Yep. She sure was.
So, but I was going to kind of dig around and just see, and then I was like, wait a minute, and I said, Isaac, is that Georgia's mom? So, anyway, boy, you've got some posts. Like you have got selfies, and I told the audience earlier, I'm going to be offended if you don't do a selfie with us.
Okay.
But to post on your Facebook, because you have got some Facebook posts. It's just like a long line and a lot of Boom Day stuff.
Oh, I do a lot of Boom Days posts because it's like a reunion.
Yeah.
I mean, it truly is. Each year when you're at Boom Days, you see people that maybe I don't see the whole year.
Yeah.
But everybody comes together, at Boom Days.
Is
So,
it a
that's what
committee or just a?
We have a committee.
Yeah, then you got the
We've got
subcommittees probably.
Andrew. We've got Booger Bynum. We've got Judge Ronnie Osborne. Jessica, the new chamber director.
She was on the show.
Yeah, we got Jennifer McCurdy.
She was on the show. I'm sorry.
John Dersham.
Sorry, I'm
We'll
plugging
see
the show.
Connie Fuller.
Connie Fuller's the Main Street director.
Johnny Eberhart.
Ronnie Osborne.
Yeah, Ronnie Osborne.
Okay.
We
don't
try
know
to
anybody.
have a large selection of the community, and
Little young, little
To bring
old,
out
different tastes.
because
yes,
it
yes,
and
yes.
we hash it out. We go through.
You're getting some arguments.
We don't get in arguments,
Oh, come
but
on,
it's
that's so
it's
fun.
preferences, right?
Right.
You know, I'm a country guy. I like old school country.
Johnny loves classic rock.
Johnny loves classic rock. You know, it's and so what we do is we take a whiteboard, an old fashioned whiteboard, and we start just writing artists down.
Really? Yeah.
And then we get with our production manager who kind of does the communication with the artist, and we go, okay, these are the 4 we want you to get us a price on.
Okay.
And then the city is our biggest sponsor, but we're an independent committee, and we raise our own money each year.
Yeah.
And the council has been great to let us run Boom Days, and they don't interfere with it. And so we are a working board. We meet year round just for Boom Days.
Okay. So what do we got this year? What's on the lineup? What do we?
So our main act Saturday night is the band Perry.
Okay.
You know, they were real popular in the 2010s, got several songs. They just came back on the road. They took a couple years off after COVID. And then Mark Wills is opening up for them,
all right.
90s country. And then Friday night, we got the Grand Funk Railroad.
Yeah. So we were posting last week trying to figure out who it was, and I think it was Lynn Brewer posted on the Grand Funk Railroad. I'm like, what is she talking about?
I didn't see that till we got home.
No, I got through with the show, and she's like, it's Grand Funk Railroad. I'm like, is she posted on the wrong?
Is that the original?
2 of them are the original, and then the other band members are also really, really good musicians.
They were
they've got
really
good.
popular.
That's going to be one of those bands where
When I was
people
your age.
may not recognize the name, but you're going to know every
Oh,
song.
Yeah,
they sing.
yeah.
It's-
Well, you walk downtown and you're like, oh, I do know that.
Yeah.
That's who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a music person. Like, well, sorta. I know it sounds weird, but like just listening to all types of music. I got some '80s hair band on my Spotify. but
Sure.
Yes, I do too. I got it all.
You don't have any of that coming, do you?
We've tried. You would be shocked at how expensive it is
Yes.
post-COVID.
Really?
Artists that we could have got for $50,000 to $100,000 pre-COVID, they're getting $250,000, and we just can't spend that
Yeah,
kind of money.
yeah.
So we have to keep it in a certain range, and but we've tried. And also just space. You know, if you got you know Hank Jr. out there, you couldn't fit everybody.
You're right.
And so we try to take those those things into
And
consideration.
so I saw you've posted a couple about the local artists. Who all you got that's coming here?
So Friday night, we just announced yesterday, the Elijah Gurley Band is playing.
Yep, saw that.
Great young talent, like we were just talking about. And then Saturday, Carter Penholster is
Yeah,
opening up. for
I've been seeing a
Marcus.
lot of his posts out there. So
yeah, he's
former
doing,
Fort Payne
he's
Wildcat.
doing what great.
Yes.
and-
Played at where did he play? Played over at Kennesaw State.
Yep.
Or he did. He started there. I'm not sure if he finished, but
And neither one of them have ever even played at Boom Days, so they're new.
Yeah.
So we
Are
try
the
to mix
locals
it up.
playing?
The locals are not playing this year.
Okay.
Big announcement, and I guess I can announce this.
yes,
They're probably
this is our first
going
big
this-
announcement
there
on
you go.
Lunch with Bryan and
There's
Steve.
at
Let's
least-
go.
At least 10 or 12 people are
We're
going to hear
bringing
this.
back the Independence celebration this year. You know, the complex is completely redone.
Oh, yeah.
We're bringing back the
Yep.
4th of July, and the locals are going to play that.
Oh,
So we haven't
good.
even announced
They're
that.
really
so there
good.
you
I
go.
like
That's
them.
Yeah, they're fun.
that's you an announcement
And
that
they were on
hasn't been
here, too.
announced yet.
Couldn't get it out of Nathaniel Ledbetter.
breaking news.
Breaking news.
You know, I don't know if you watched last week.
This
but we
is
were
how you
trying
do
to
it,
suck out of-
Nathaniel. You just announce. Okay.
Nathaniel's had like some real training on don't tell too
Yes,
much.
yes,
like
yes,
he is great at just
I know,
giving you what
I
you
thought
need
he was
to
in
know.
the witness protection.
I
program.
know.
Nathaniel.
Vanilla.
We were asking him questions off air. We're like, so do you know something about this? He goes, oh, yeah, I know. And he had that look in his face like, oh, yeah. I
But
got
it stops there.
that's
so,
where I'm-
yeah, I know.
So one thing we started last year, and this was Jess Goggins texted me one night and said, "Look, we've got so much talent, and there's only so many places.
Yeah.
Let me do like a local showcase at the Coal and Iron, and anybody, if if it's a local musician or if it's
It's like open mic.
it's like an
Really?
open mic.
Okay.
And so last year was the first year we done that, and it was phenomenal.
Really?
I mean, from people just walking up and saying, "Hey, my 10-year-old wants to sing a song," or she had local musicians all playing together.
So
that
she
had
brought in some that she knew, and then
Oh,
others
yeah,
just
I
filling
mean,
the
I mean,
gaps.
we're covered
Did you play?
with local musicians.
AJ and I are doing it this year.
Are you really?
We Boom Days is so busy for
Yes.
us.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
There's about a 72-hour period where we just don't sleep. We don't leave downtown.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just
Wow.
that busy. But this year we are planning to do
That's fun.
Blessed Assurance.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Do you sing?
No. In the car.
In the car.
I know people.
So you've been on the committee since it started?
From day one.
So obviously you enjoy that, or you
Love
wouldn't
it.
do it for
Yeah.
How long have you been with them?
Listen, a good 10 plus years, give or take.
Well,
Yeah,
you're
in
promoting
different
Fort Payne a
ways.
bunch. Boy,
Well,
you will
thank
promote Fort
I
Payne.
try. I love Fort Payne.
Yeah.
And I love bringing, I know it sounds cheesy, but a sense of community. Like, I think that's what
Trish
Boom
works
Days does.
harder than anybody I've ever seen at Boom Days.
Oh,
I mean, she does everything.
Well, and it's so
we
spread
vote,
out.
the board votes, and we'll get in there and help, but she does. It is. I mean, it's year around. I mean, we're working on contracts. We're working on things for next year's
Right.
Boom
Yeah,
Days.
yeah.
When you get a production like this, I mean, you're working with stage companies, light companies. We're having to rent back lines, drums and bass amps and all that. And, every band is different. Every band has their own riders. And then, the day of, they'll get there and say, hey, we need a camper to get ready in. And so we're running all. I mean, it's just, it's one of those things where you're doing an outdoor concert too. But Trish,
But it's so
she works
easy.
hard.
There's not a city department that is not involved in Boom Days.
Yeah.
They're
all out there.
they're
The
all
entire
out there.
city does a great job.
Oh yeah, I mean, in these last few years, it's just been like they just do it. They know their parts, they know their roles, and it all comes together. I mean, it takes everybody, everybody. For a solid week, we are just little ants out there putting all this together, and then it's a good feeling. And I think all the city employees will agree when you're standing there in front of that stage with your family and your friends, and you can say, I helped to do that. I mean, we all, the city employees take so much pride in Boom Days. It's our.
And, we average 8 to 12,000 people.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, it's
packed.
It's a great event.
Well, let's talk more about that. We got to take a break real quick, and we'll come back with more with Andrew Harriston and Tricia Dunne with the city and Boom Days right after this with Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
My Supply is my hometown hardware store. At My Supply, I never have to wander aimlessly around the store looking for what I need. I know that when I walk through the door, I'm going to be greeted by a person and helped right away. So whether you're looking for plumbing, electrical, hand or power tools, welding supplies, standard or metric fasteners, or anything else to help with your home projects and repairs, shop My Supply on Godfrey Avenue in Northeast Fort Payne. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. My Supply, your hometown hardware store.
Do you need to declutter? Wish you could free up some valuable space at work or home? Helium Mini Storage has climate control units available, and all their units are gated for maximum protection. You can also store your stuff at home with their Four Seasons or Max Steel storage buildings for sale. Just come by Helium Mini Storage on Galt Avenue in North Fort Payne. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. And while you're there, be sure to check out play sets for the kids. Store your stuff with Helium Mini Storage.
This is Chris Sturra, the voice of the Fort Payne Wildcats. You're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve. I'd love to join them, but some of us have real jobs to get to.
Rawson Pools is eliminating every reason why you can't have your very own. No cash on hand? There's financing available at Rawson Pools. Ground too rocky? Rawson Pools is installing hybrid above-ground pools with 14-gauge steel panels, making it more durable and cost-effective than your average above-grounder. Check out their Facebook page to see what 30 years of pool installation experience can give you. Call 256-638-5904 to take the plunge. And always visit Rawson Pool and Supply Store in Rainsville for all your pool supply and accessory needs. Rawson Pools, the pool professionals.
We're back, Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Bryan Northcutt, Steve Chambers in studio. Holly Allen producing the show. Cindy Bynum over there, I think. Isn't she still over there? Hey, Cindy. Andrew Harriston and Tricia Dunne here from Boom Days. And so we left last segment talking about kind of the sponsors, some of the local bands and performers, some of the national artists. Steve's really wanting to know what kind of food we're going to expect.
We have everything. There's everything from sweets to barbecue to fish. I mean, you name it, it's there. So
Very good.
Y'all got pony rides coming this
we
year?
do.
You got pony rides?
I'm very into the kids area. That's
Okay,
something
so
I'm
it
very passionate
starts the actual section starts just past the Coal and Iron Building, right? Isn't that where you block off?
Correct,
A little bit
yes,
further
yes,
than that,
yeah.
and then all the way down to the
all
spot.
the way down to the spot. Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Right in front of like roadside barbecue.
Yeah.
Yep.
We block it off all the way down to the spot.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's all day Friday night, all day Saturday. Is
Friday
that
night's just music and food.
Okay.
And,
then
and Steve's food.
I'll meet you at the barbecue.
Then Saturday it starts at 10 a.m. and it's all day. Vendors, kids area, business vendors set up on Galt, and then we have like art in the park. Steve Baumgardner up north, chainsaw.
Oh yeah.
Art.
Okay.
Set up last year.
carves.
And it was amazing.
Cody Works set up his
Oh, did his
blacksmith
forging
stuff,
stuff?
his forging, and
That's
did
cool.
that. And the Fort Payne robotics team will
Yes.
come and do demonstrations. The karate studio, they'll
Yep,
come
Tom
and
will
do
do,
Mr. Mendoza.
Yes, he
demonstration.
does.
Mr.
Yep, he
Mendoza.
set up the whole.
Steve said he'll come do a stand up.
Yeah.
By the way, if you need MCs, we can MC for you if you need to. You can do a Lunch with Bryan and Steve MC show. So.
You'll have to wrestle that away from the mayor, but we'll let y'all talk.
Yeah.
We'll let y'all.
Whomever that might be.
We'll let y'all talk.
Will we
about
know
that.
then? We'll know then,
Yeah.
won't we?
Yes.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
August
That-
26th.
Yep.
Yeah.
how do you do that? So it'll still be Bryan no matter what, right? Because he serves through the end of the year.
Yes.
Yeah,
Until November.
we don't ever. It's never turnover with the council or mayor at Boom Days.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
You know, you may know the.
What if you
the rules.
transitioned at Boom Days?
Now, what is the
You
date?
could do the inauguration there.
Just on
For
the
Boom
stage?
Days,
Yeah.
September 19th and 20th.
September 19th.
That's good to know. Let's put that in there. When is it?
I thought that. Well, I'm not even sure
It's
what day
always
it is.
the third Saturday in September, however that falls.
Okay.
I'm glad it's not the third Saturday in October. So.
Yeah.
This is Alabama, Tennessee.
Actually, what's funny about that is
Hey, you have to think about that.
that the reason we chose the third Saturday in September is because when we first started Boom Days, you still had JP Sports. You remember how
Yeah.
hard it was
Yeah.
to watch football
Jefferson
20 years
Pilot,
ago?
yeah, Raycon.
You had to go to the cable company and get the little thing and hook the game up. So the third Saturday in September was always like an off week for Auburn, and Alabama normally played like Middle Tennessee State or something.
Yeah.
And so we actually, no lie, we built Boom Days around college football. Now that's all changed,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's a good game that night. But when we originally did Boom Days, we did it around the
Or
football.
you got people who are watching the band and doing this the whole time.
No, we set
Yeah.
up TVs in the VIP area.
Oh, okay.
That's a huge plus for our sponsors.
Well,
is
you
we
know
have
what
a
makes
tent.
the world go round
That's
here.
right.
then.
That's
good.
true.
We have a tent with all the football games playing in our VIP area.
And a
so
police presence, I
That's
guess.
right. Yeah. So,
So we talked about all those other things, and I know that you guys, the city, you said was the primary sponsor, the biggest sponsor. But I mean, you mentioned I was going to ask what a band costs. I didn't realize it was that much.
Yeah,
'Cause, I mean, we're way cheaper than that. If you need Bryan and Steve over
Yeah.
there, I mean, we are significantly
Should
cheaper.
have got y'all for half of that.
Yeah, we'd go for $500,000.
Between the two nights, we would probably average around $100,000 for
Wow.
music.
So you sell sponsorships, and those signs are all over
Yes.
Boom Days. So tell us a little bit about that and what people
we
can
have
buy for that.
sponsorships from $500 to $10,000.
Okay.
All different levels.
We do too.
Yeah.
So does this show. We're laughing because we're not selling sponsorship.
We don't have a hard time selling sponsorships for Boom Days.
You have a much more quality product.
Now that is true.
Now, we have great, again, like the city employees, the sponsors are amazing. You
Yeah.
know, they know that they're giving money. They get VIP passes. They get their names on
Yeah,
different
plastered everywhere.
locations. Last year was the second year we did the video screens. I don't know if y'all saw, we did the 2
Yeah,
Jumbotron
yeah, I did.
screens.
Yep.
Game changer.
We try to make it, everybody gets hit up all the time for sponsorships. And I get it. I mean, every
know.
Cub Scout and every sports. And so we try to do some extra special things for our sponsors. And so we've added the video screen to rotate it. We give goodie bags if you reach a certain
Yes.
level.
Yeah.
And so we promote them on Facebook, and we do absolutely everything we can for our sponsors.
How are you guys on sponsorship this year? Are you
Right
on
now,
target, or you need?
We're pretty on target. We're about halfway to our to our goal of last year. I mean, we don't really have a goal. We know some years are better than others, but the last 4 or 5 years we've almost quadrupled in sponsorships.
Really, I bet. Well, it's a good product. It is, and some of the bands that you're getting. I mean, those are headliners.
It's a free concert too.
Yeah,
I mean
it doesn't cost you anything. You just
Yeah.
go walk around and pull up a chair, and here you go.
Yeah.
That's my response on Facebook when people gripe about the artist. I say it's a free concert.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Really?
holding a gun to your head.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be shocked
yeah.
at how many people
No, I
complain.
wouldn't be. I've been around this town long enough. I'm not shocked, but
I will not force you to come. Stay at home.
Yes.
I'm not shocked, but it is surprising
Yeah.
that people can't act right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is to me because you're right. It's
It's a free.
all you got to do is not come.
Yeah, just
That's
don't
right.
come.
Yeah, all that hard work you put into it,
Yeah.
try to accommodate everybody and everything.
Yeah, but we love it. We love
Oh, yeah.
doing it, and it's neat to see that side of the music industry too.
Mm-hmm.
Our production manager, he travels all over the country touring with different artists and producing shows, and then he comes to Boom Days and does a fabulous job, and it's neat to see that side of the.
I bet
Last
that
year
is
he comes
interesting.
up to me and he says, "Hey, Pam Tillis wants to go ride around Fort Payne. Will you drive her around?" I said, "Sure." So I drove Pam Tillis around Fort Payne. I took her up to the canyon, and I started telling her about the Judith Ann Neely murder out there. And I think I scared her because I'm showing her the look off and telling her about this murder, and then Pam Tillis looks at me and she's like, "Is it safe here?" like she saw some crazy in my eyes. or
The
something.
story, and you're like, wait a minute,
And
maybe this is not the feature
yeah,
I want to
They
present.
took your Chamber of Commerce card away from you after that.
So then she wanted
good.
she said she wanted an old fashioned cheeseburger, so I took her out to the gas
grill?
station there at the canyon, and
Ooh, that's a good.
we
burger.
walked in. Of course, nobody recognized her.
They could be a sponsor of Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
Yeah.
That's a good burger. Ooh,
So
I can't eat it now anymore. You can't either.
no, yeah,
Yeah, we talked about our little.
I'll eat
health
both
cr-
of yours then.
yeah. I'll take an extra blood pressure pill before
Yeah,
both
there you
days,
go.
and then just
They've been talking about
eat whatever.
Andrew's
I
lost
want.
20 pounds. And
Yeah, I'm working on my health too. I had the same issues. We just kind of. So I told him he needs to get a cold plunge. Here's my cold plunge that I bought. Let me find it. Here it is. So I bought this online.
Okay.
So
Oh,
that
yeah.
it gets down to 53 degrees,
Oh.
and you sit down in that for 6 minutes, and buddy,
I would probably be 6 seconds.
it is cold. Now
You should do that on air.
how do you not have a heart attack?
it's fascinating.
Bring
but
that in.
So that's my whole. Have you listened to me talk about Gary Brecka?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's fantastic. So listening to him. Anyway, that's.
I heard him say the other night he's going to live to be 120. Okay, good luck with that.
My kids make fun of me all the time because what did Gary Brecka tell you to do?
We're
that?
not making fun of you. We're laughing with you.
Not at you.
But
Right.
I'm. It feels better though, doesn't it? Like
Oh yeah. I mean every 10 pounds, it's like, man, I feel, when your blood pressure's been high for a long time and then it gets normal,
You forgot what it felt
you
like.
go through this level of you feel kind of bad because you've been so high strung,
Yeah.
and so I'm finally leveling back out to where it doesn't feel weird to have normal.
I've heard him talk to guests on his podcast about you don't feel good, you feel normal now.
Yeah, that's
This
right.
is what normal feels like,
Yeah.
not what you were experiencing
Yeah.
before. So, well, let's see. We're getting close. We're close to a break, but I got a few more minutes.
I
So-
got a trivia question.
Here we go.
for you.
All right.
All right. Because I barely remember this. This is the actual Boom Days in Fort Payne, way back when.
All right.
How long did the actual Boom Days last?
What do you mean? Like, when did it start?
Yeah, starting then.
Started in 2006.
No,
not the
no.
concert.
This is
The Boom Days.
the
Oh,
Boom Days.
founding of
Okay.
Fort Payne.
Your
That's-
mind. I was thinking, we probably ought to clarify what Boom Days means. We did on our
Well,
little promo.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say,
that's when the iron and
yeah, you said it yesterday on
yeah.
your prequel.
I also did the years too.
You don't know the years? Any idea? Get close.
It was
I'm gonna say 14 years.
almost late 1800s.
Yep.
Yeah.
What, 1897-ish? Because we started in 1889. The city was founded, right?
Incorporated.
Incorporated in
Okay.
1889.
You're
So we're close.
Yes, you're in there.
He said 14
Okay.
years.
Well, they're very close. It's 1885 to 1893.
Okay.
So they had that's just about
I
not
knew it wasn't
quite
long.
14 years, and she had 1889s right there.
Yeah.
Almost equidistant. Like
You know, I grew up here. I've spent over half my life in this city, and I never knew what Boom Days meant.
Yeah.
Like the original, when it happened, how it happened. I mean, I knew if you get out around town around 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I was growing up, you was gonna be in traffic.
Yeah.
All of them were letting loose.
Right.
Like all the sock mills are letting loose.
Sure.
That's all I knew. And it was like, yeah, they produce what 80% of the socks.
you
in the
hang
world.
around old people, you'll learn something.
But I never even heard of Boom Days, so
Yeah.
it was interesting to me. Is that what?
Yeah, it's opening up. What y'all are doing opens up to the history, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
That was
it's a
the
celebration of Fort
yeah,
Payne.
the heritage of Fort Payne, and do something that maybe a lot of people had not heard about.
Yeah.
And we actually called it Boom Days Heritage Celebration at first, and then it just Boom Days has a better ring to it.
Doesn't
Short
take us
and
long
sweet.
to say.
All right, we're at the top of the hour. Y'all good to stay? Y'all good to hang around? And we're going to get into some other stuff here at the top of the hour. You're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We'll be right back after this.
So long.
Cheers.
Adios.
Bye, Felicia. Don't let the door hit you.
More and more people are saying goodbye to pests with Safe Solutions Plus LLC. And it's no wonder with their top-notch customer service, quality products, and lower prices. And now with their new website, it's never been easier to manage your pest control service with Safe Solutions Plus. Just visit sspestandtermite.com to view your billing details, make payments online, and review past services. Family-owned and operated, Safe Solutions Plus is located at 934 Main Street West in Rainsville. Call 256-638-7378. Safe Solutions Plus, protecting homes and businesses one solution at a time.
Okay then. Bye.
This is Robbie Coker with McNeese State Basketball, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve on WZOB. Go Pokes.
Stop treating your home like a storage bin. Make room for living with Wilson Storage. No matter the need or budget, Wilson Storage has the solution for you. They have gated standard units and climate control units. They have security cameras, alarms on every door, and 24-hour access. You can even rent or pay your bill online. Just go to wilsonstorage.com or call 256-845-1530. Wilson Storage is family owned and been serving our community since 1988. Wilson Storage in Fort Payne.
This is WZOB Fort Payne, 100.9 FM and 1250 AM.
All right, we're back. You can't say that stuff like right as we're going to air.
I love doing that.
He does it to Holly too when we're doing promos. He'll say something right at the end and just zing it in there.
Holly could really sabatage y'all
Yes.
Oh, I know it.
by leaving the
Absolutely.
mics on during a break.
Oh.
It would, but it wouldn't it be fun?
Don't
Well,
say never.
we have. I know it. We have talked about how often we could. I mean, we could make this show real good, and we could do it real good and real popular, and just go nuts in Fort Payne. But we'd also probably would.
We got to go to church on Sunday.
So, and we don't want to ruin the witness with this guy, Bryan Jones, because he's got weapons
he's
down
the
there.
best.
Bryan Jones down at the Cap Sportsman and Pawn sponsors the show. Thank you so much. And Steve's going to talk a little bit about him. I've got some pictures Holly took at his store. So there's is that a gun safe? Yep. Gun safe down there that you can go purchase. Here's a BOGO. He's got some BOGO going on. Buy one, get one. So you need to do that. Steve, what you got?
I bought a camouflage 22 down there the other day. That it's got 10 rounds, and I got this huge limb that's stuck in a fork in the tree. So I was shooting up into the tree the other day. People driving by think I had a raccoon or something up there.
You get a Red Ryder BB gun.
Yeah.
Don't put
Just
your eye
don't
out.
shoot your eye out.
Don't shoot your eye out. That is an iconic box, isn't it?
Isn't that
Yes,
cool?
it is.
That's
Yeah.
pretty fun. And then what did we call this? A muddy something? Muddy bottom
Yeah, I forgot.
blind? Muddy
It
bottom
must be
blind?
a duck blind. I'm not.
It's outside the store.
Yeah.
So
He's got everything down
He
there.
really
if you're an
does.
outdoorsman,
yeah. So thank you, Brian, for sponsoring this segment of the show. Lunch with Brian and Steve, DeKalb Sportsman and Pawn. Thank you guys
They're
for
Boom Day
sponsoring.
sponsors as well.
Oh, there you
They
go.
always have been very, very big supporters of Boom
Very,
Days.
very Fort Payne centric.
Mm-hmm.
Fort Payne centric. So, 99 grad. What year did you graduate?
03.
03. So, so tell us about your Fort Payne experience.
In high school?
Just whatever. This is just
It's
wide
a
open.
family show, Trish.
Well,
Well, you're a little cheerleader.
well, I grew up in Adamsburg, so I went to Adamsburg
Ooh,
kindergarten through
there
eighth
you
grade
go.
and started
The
at
Bird.
Fort Payne at the Berg. Yes, I started in Fort Payne my freshman year. So
Okay.
I love Fort Payne. I
Yep.
believe black and gold.
Same here. Lived
Did
here.
y'all go off? Did you go off to school?
I went off to law school and then practiced in Birmingham for a few years. So I was actually gone 7 years.
Okay.
But first chance I got, I was back. I mean,
Yeah.
Fort Payne's great. That's what we were just talking about. That just the council race and all this, and just
And
people
your
being
endorsement
able
is who?
to being able to disagree. I endorse democracy. Whoever the five are, I will be happy to work with them.
Yep.
But
And you
it's
will
great.
vote.
Same.
Yes, I do vote every time.
Yeah, and I mean, same. It's just, I love hearing people's stories of how they got here, why they came back here. I love the June Jam people that come in visiting. I always say, like, what brought you here? Or why did you move here? I love hearing those stories.
Yeah.
My years at the newspaper, I loved it. I love knowing what brought you to this town.
When I was teaching, we'd have teachers that move in from wherever, and I said, God, this is like Mayberry around
Yeah.
here compared to wherever they were,
Yeah.
especially those Atlanta teachers.
My wife's a realtor, and she says you'll never be shocked at how many, or you will be shocked at how many people are moving in, and they say, well, we were looking at Gadsden, we were looking at Gunnersville, but we came back to Fort Payne because everybody was so nice to us.
Yeah.
And that's something.
And she's gotten that several times.
I know two right off the top of my head, and I think there's a third one that was moving towards Chattanooga, and it was like, and
Yeah.
they literally both of them, to the letter of the story, broadened their search, found a spot in Fort Payne,
Yeah.
and came here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
And,
we're positioned
It's,
perfect.
it's a great place to live. It's beautiful. We did Claire. It took Claire a little bit because she's not from here.
Yeah.
My wife. But when we were growing up, we go to the Christmas parade, and a kid would start wandering off, and she's like, "Oh no!" I said, "Baby, we
It's
know
fine.
we know 30 people down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's okay.
They'll send them back this direction.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
okay."
Yeah.
It's other than Judith Ann Neely.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't go down
Yeah,
that.
we won't get into that.
What possessed you to tell
Hey,
that?
another funny story about her.
Judith Ann?
in the early '80s, they had to create a women's cell at the county jail, so they built a women's cell. Well, of course the sheriff's department and jail have moved years ago. We're remodeling the old sheriff's department, which is attached to the courthouse. So they go in to gut the whole sheriff's office, and they get to the women's cell, and they're talking about, we're going to have to, get cutting torches and cut all this metal out. It was just sheetrock.
Really?
Just sheetrock. we housed all the
With nothing behind it. They could
nothing
just-
reinforced. Had a 4,000-pound metal door, but then the walls were just sheetrock. So,
Have they seen the Shawshank Redemption?
yeah. It would have only took a day to carve out of that.
Was it before your time when the guy got stopped in his vehicle? He was from Michigan, I believe, and that he had killed his wife, and she was.
Oh, that was in my life. Hayward Bissell.
And he was.
I wrote my
propped up
graduate
in a
paper at
vehicle with
JSU on him. Yeah, he had her esophagus in his pocket.
Yeah.
Gosh.
He's not
It's a
from
family
this side
show.
of the
It's a family
creek,
show.
though.
How about that for people eating lunch with Lunch and Bryan? Yeah.
Hey, you never know. All right, so let's play. Y'all may have heard this segment before. It's called Off the Spine.
Okay.
So this means that it's not a word. It can be a word or a phrase associated, and some of these are repeats. So because I'm not very creative, but and you just say whatever comes off the spine with these words or phrases. Okay, you ready? TikTok.
I don't have it.
You don't have it, so no comment.
Never done it.
Okay, Panama City.
Ooh, I'm too old.
Chris Dura.
What do you got?
Drinking.
I was going to say Club La Vela, but that, again, that would tell my age.
Is it still open? It's
No,
closed.
No, they've cleaned that place up.
Okay, it's a church now, isn't it? No, that's
Oh,
Florida.
really? Really?
Floribama's a church now?
No, I think they have a church service there
At
at Floribama.
Well,
I don't know.
I had seen a lot of praying going on there. But, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, Buc-ee's.
Overrated.
Overrated? Really? Okay.
America. We're the biggest and the best.
All right, here we go. Hippie hole.
Dangerous. I love it, but dangerous.
Love it.
It is dangerous.
I know.
You take kids out there.
Cold water.
I wish the Park Service would open up the short trail again. If they're
Yes.
listening to Bryan and Steve, please
And
quit,
I'm sure they are.
quit making us walk 2
I just
miles
wrote
through the
many
woods.
stories about people
Hey, it's
getting hurt up there.
it's very
It's
dangerous.
very dangerous.
I
Gotta
like
be
High
careful.
Rock better, but Hippie
Okay.
Hole's great.
All right. Favorite movie. Oh, that's a quick one. That's right off the top. What's your favorite recent movie? What's something you've seen recently that's really good?
Phew, nothing. They're all
Nothing? You don't get to
terrible,
watch
man.
movies?
Movies are terrible.
What about the little
now.
kid stuff?
I love little kid movies. I was gonna say one of my favorite all time classics probably still Magnolias.
Ah, that's a
It's
good
one
one.
of my go tos.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably Road to Perdition with Tom Hanks.
You know, I've never seen it. Is it good?
Oh, it's great.
Really?
Old mobsters in the 40s, and he's trying to protect his son. And it's a great movie. You need
Huh,
to watch
I
it.
do need
Did you
Road
see
to
Gran
Perdition.
Torino with Clint Eastwood?
I've
It was
seen
good.
that.
That's it's just like he plays my dad.
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Boom Days.
There's
not enough
I gotta,
superlatives.
can it be one
There's
word?
not enough superlatives.
Community.
There you go. That's
Tired.
Tired.
All right, you ready? Taylor Swift.
Love her.
Overrated.
Oh, you stole my answer.
Travis Kelsey.
Are they still dating?
I don't know. They don't ever tell me.
Yes,
much.
they are.
She
They
chimed
are.
in. Oh yeah, they are. I just saw it this morning. Let's see. The Alabama band.
Love them.
No.
Roll
on.
Roll on. There.
no,
Oh, you
roll
stole
on.
it. You stole it. Okay. VFW Fair.
Love it. Funnel cake.
Funnel cake.
I was gonna say fried food.
Yes. Golly, boy. How many things can you possibly? But that's what. Okay.
Go ahead.
No.
Go, roll. Rabbit trail.
Mm-mm.
Go.
We could. Never mind. You almost got me. All right. Talladega. You ever been?
I have.
Regretfully.
Too long. Takes too long. I have ADD going around
I've
the
never
track.
watched a NASCAR race.
Yeah,
You're not a NASCAR person?
No.
I've never finished one. No.
Okay. Nick Saban.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
The GOAT.
The GOAT. Okay. Let's see. Let me think. Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
Fabulous.
Overrated?
I was believing her up until just then.
I bet y'all can sing as well as Taylor Swift.
I would not. Bryan can. I would
No, no, he cannot. Holly can. Holly can sing.
Brian can sing good.
My parents could sing. My older sister could sing.
Holly can sing.
But the other three would be the worst trio in history.
All right, Steve, what you got? I'm running dry, and we got 4 minutes left.
I saw on your Facebook. I wasn't stalking you.
Oh, sure. Sounds like it.
You renewed your vows in Las Vegas. Is
Sure
that
did.
correct?
Oh, I did see that.
And Elvis was.
With Elvis Presley.
I thought, well, that's a conversation
I
starter.
recommend it for anyone. When we got married, I would have been fine with it just having Elvis going to Vegas. I don't know. My whole life, I've always thought I just want to get married by Elvis. And so it was our 10-year anniversary, and we went to Vegas to the Sphere. And I was like, we're getting married by Elvis. And it was it was like our own personal Elvis show.
Really?
Yep. Our best friends, Nate and Jesse, went with us. And it was hilarious. No cameras, there's just a few pictures.
I saw one. Yeah, I saw it on.
You couldn't do videos in there, and it was great. I mean, he walked us down the aisle. We did not say I do. We said uh-huh. It was amazing. I recommend it to anyone going.
So
to
you went to the
Vegas.
Sphere too?
We went to the Sphere.
What'd you say? Who'd you
Saw
see?
the Dead and Company.
The Dead and Company?
Yeah, Grateful Dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know they called it that. I'm
again,
not hip like that.
Another. I mean,
thought
the
it was
Sphere
another
is
Judith Ann Neely.
awesome. We saw the Judith Ann Neely trial. We watched
I've
it.
gotten y'all on that.
That might be a whole nother segment.
I'm done.
That's why he put you by the door. You know, hey, I'll see you. He's got to leave after this segment.
I was
anyway.
done when I said esophagus. I could see the look in Brian's eye.
My sister worked for Judge Traylor then, and she was supposed to go down and take his statement, and he was doing something strange with the piping and the. Anyway, she said, "I'm not going back down there," and she had a police escort. That was a strange man.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Bissell.
Hey,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
We're back
I get
to
the same
this.
look when I tell people I'm moving to Portobello. Like,
yeah.
Well, that's for a different reason.
it's a similar look. So Andrew's going to have to leave after this segment. So you got a case to try or something?
No, I've got a little meeting I've got to go to.
Yeah.
and-
This reminds me of a date. I gotta go. And
Yeah.
Hey, we
You
need to
always-
talk about our shirts before he leaves.
Yes. Let's talk about the shirts.
This is the shirts for this year. So
Okay.
we're debuting. Andrews is the official shirt that's where all the sponsors will get.
Okay.
We'll
and
get
then-
y'all one.
Yeah, we'll get
Ooh.
you one.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
It's
yes.
good on y'all.
Free
but-
gear.
That's true.
And then this will be like the city employees, the volunteers, and these will be for sale. The Blossom Shop does our shirts.
Okay. Yeah.
Does a great job.
We,
They do.
Great job. They listened to all my crazy ideas. I went down there and I said, camo's hip this.
Well,
this
that's not a
time.
crazy idea.
No, looks good.
And Madeline, is getting into graphic design. She took that. She did the camo in the guitar.
Yeah.
Just for something different.
Yeah.
And so here we are.
That's cool.
They do a great job. I mean,
So
they're
how,
really
if
good.
somebody is listening and watching, please listen and watch it. How would they get in touch with you guys if they wanted to sponsor? Where do they? Facebook?
They
Where
can do
do
it on boomdays.com.
Boomdays.com.
They can apply right there to be a
Can we put
sponsor.
that in our show notes there, Holly? Boomdays.com. Yep.
We
they
have
can
show
call
notes?
City Hall.
Oh yeah, we're fancy. We
Yeah,
got
they can
everything
call
now.
City Hall and ask for myself or Sonia. They can call us with any questions, anything. I mean, it's easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good.
They can
Well,
sign up right there on our website.
well, so Andrew's going to take off. Appreciate you coming in, brother. It was so good
Good
to
to
have
see
you
you
on the
again,
show.
Brian.
You too.
Do you miss being a lawyer?
I do
practicing
miss, I do
law.
miss
I guess you're
practicing
still a
law.
lawyer,
You know,
yeah.
something new every day, and you go all over the county. But it's good to be home.
Is there a large
every
part
night.
of what you do is just? I mean, it's just straightforward. Is a bunch of what you do
Yes.
pretty much like, okay, this happens, so we do this. This
Yeah.
happens, so it's
criminal law is like that. You know, I handle all felony cases. So
Yeah.
Everything from theft, burglary, capital murder, very statutorily driven. So, if A
that's why you can
happens,
say
B
esophagus and
happens.
not
Yeah.
skip a beat
Yeah.
because you see esophagus all the time.
Yeah. The autopsy video.
Oh, my
in the other
gosh.
Trial.
Oh,
you
my
think you're
gosh.
ready for it, and then it happens, and you're not ready for it.
Oh wow,
But divorce cases, there's a lot of discretion. Those are awful.
I bet they
That's,
are.
if there's one part of my job I hate,
Nope.
it's
Segment-
dividing.
okay.
That's the key.
Thanks for being on.
Good
You
to
going to
see
hang around
y'all.
for one more
Thanks for
segment? Can you do
sure.
that? All right. We'll be right back with more Lunch with Bryan and Steve right after this.
Stop treating your home like a storage bin. Make room for living with Wilson Storage. No matter the need or budget, Wilson Storage has the solution for you. They have gated standard units and climate control units. They have security cameras, alarms on every door, and 24-hour access. You can even rent or pay your bill online. Just go to wilsonstorage.com or call 256-845-1530. Wilson Storage is family owned and been serving our community since 1988. Wilson Storage in Fort Payne.
This is Amanda Varnador, Dax Liddy Lila's mom, Coach B's wife, senior guidance counselor at FPHS. You're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Go Cats!
Hello, this is Mike Shirey with the Fort Payne Improvement Authority. Spring is an exciting time of warmer weather and new growth, but it's also a dangerous time. We all remember the tragic storms of April 2011 and lives lost and the scars that remain. We're reminded of the season and how the storms can impact our lives. We would like to take this opportunity to encourage everyone to stay safe and have a safety plan when the storms come. Always remember to stay away from any down power lines or anything contacting those lines. Never try to move a power line and do not drive over a down power line. If your vehicle is in contact with a power line, stay in the vehicle until help arrives. Stay alert and stay safe from your friends at Fort Payne Improvement Authority.
we go, back with Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Bryan Northcutt, Steve Chambers in studio. Had to say goodbye to Andrew Harriston. He had another appointment, but on with him was Tricia Dunne from the city, talking about boom days. Before we do that, so that I don't forget, we're going to talk about First Fidelity Bank. Steve Eberhardt and all the gals at First Fidelity Bank, thank you guys for sponsoring a segment of Lunch with Bryan and Steve. If you have any banking needs, Fort Payne locally or in DeKalb County, please stop by their office. It's over on the north end of town, sort of north end of town, across the street from the old Jack's Hamburgers, right there on Galt Avenue. I hope you guys will go do your banking. Steve does all his banking at First Fidelity, or most of his banking.
That's why they're so succccessful. All the retired teacher money.
It's Steve deposits
into
alone that carry the day over there.
I'm sure it is. Since 1967. Steve said I don't get a 50-year pen sometimes. I don't know what that means exactly.
You've been banking with them for 50 years.
Yeah, you're coming up on 50 years of money in their bank.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
So we thank you guys for sponsoring Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Here with Tricia Dunne from the city, and she wanted to talk a little bit about, and we do need to make sure that people know this, that when you hear concert or you hear some of these band names, you think, well, you know, me and my wife can go enjoy this, or me, you know, my girlfriend, or, you know, your older folks.
But not at the same time.
Depending on how
Bring
far.
one Friday, one Saturday.
Yeah, there you go.
But this is actually very family friendly, and you were talking about the kids area. So
Yes,
talk
that's
a little bit
something
about
I'm
that.
very passionate about. I have 3 kids and different ages, 4, 8, and 15. So, you know, for years that goes in different directions. We have changed up the kids area in the last few years. Altrusa kind of manages it for us, and we keep adding every year, adding to the kids area. So we wanted to make it easy, affordable for anyone. And so it's $10. It's $10 for a wristband.
Okay.
And for that wristband, you get unlimited inflatables, and then you get tickets that you can do face painting. You can get balloon animals. We have things for the bigger kids that we have, like rock climbing wall, things
Really?
like
All for
Wipeout.
$10?
For $10.
Wow.
And
That's
the
a
good
really good
thing
price.
about the $10 is 100% of that goes to the Altrusa Club, and then they
Yeah.
turn around and put it into Fort Payne scholarships.
Yep.
So it's a win-win.
That's Wilma does.
Yep.
Altrusa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wilma Playford.
Yeah.
We know her from church.
Yep. So we
She always shells.
they run anywhere around 600-700 kids in one day through there. Every year we're up to 5 face painters. I would love to add another one because that is the big thing. Every kid wants their face painted, and I hate watching those kids stand there for an hour.
And they're not the Rudy Poot face painters.
No,
either.
they're nice. They're good.
The Rudy Poot ones. So, you know,
Yeah.
Substandard.
it's not like me painting faces.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they're elaborate.
Okay.
But I want those kids, you know, I want them to not have to wait in line. I want them to get their face painted and then go get a balloon animal. So, you know, we're up to 2 balloon artists and 5 face painters. Like I said, we may order another one. We did a glitter bar last year that was something different. Yes, yeah.
Glitter bar?
Glitter bar, one of
Can
our
we-
face painters.
I got a granddaughter be all over that.
Oh, that it's just all types of glitter. You get to
on the
pick
face
out.
paint?
You can do face. You can do arms. All kinds of stuff. The lady was very talented. I mean, these ladies are. I mean, they're artists. But we had things for all ages. Last year we did multiple bouncies, and we actually divided them up by ages, which is from a mom standpoint. When you've got a 13-year-old bouncing with 2-year-olds,
Yeah,
so
that's
you
not
know
good.
it's not good.
No,
so
no, I've done both of those.
You know, we
There's-
put signages up as this is 5 and under, and this is and divided them up, and was something that really helped divide up the kids. So yeah, like I said, that's something I'm very very
And that's in the
That is from-
main City Park area right there
from
across.
10 to 6. It's in City Park. Yes,
Yeah.
You're putting
correct,
up a
yeah.
rock climbing wall.
Yes,
in
we
the
do all
city
that.
park.
Well, we put it up in the parking lot beside Southern Properties right there.
Okay.
You know, that's what we do, the bigger stuff.
Okay.
So it's all right there,
Yeah.
and you got your arts and crafts, so mama can stand here and let the kids go, like you were saying. And we've got
Let's see,
shade
where are my
tents.
entry points and exit points?
That's right, yeah. Yeah.
Cover those and
So that's something, and a lot of people come and do that, go home, come back for the music. But
Yeah.
it is, there's something for everybody. And that's
Yeah.
what we want. We want it to be for our downtown businesses. They get so involved. They put tents out. They do sales out on the sidewalk. But, so many of them say, people come in and say, I've never been in this store. That's what we want. We want people to walk up and down the streets of Fort Payne and be like, oh, look at that. I mean, they may not buy things that day in that store, but we want them to see what downtown Fort Payne has to offer, and then they'll hopefully come back. So that's a big it's just something that, like I said, it's if you don't care about music, you've got that. You know, I mean, we do some other artists in the coal and iron building. There's something for everybody. We do a wine tasting that we haven't touched on.
Ooh, Steve, I'm Methodist now, so
That's
I can
right.
go to that.
It's just communion.
Hey, seriously, straight up, I had a lady, because I helped serve communion on first Sundays at our church.
Oh, I took your place Sunday, by the way.
Did you really? Yeah, we went to a Trash Pandas game with my boys, so I had asked Jeff if I could leave. That's a whole nother story. But I think this lady was from out of town, and so she wasn't quite sure. And so she's like, is that wine? I said, no, it's grape juice. We're good. It's all right.
Well, the wine taste is hosted by Carter's Beverages. They've been doing it for several years up in the
LeBron and Lori.
Lori, and Room 3. And it's a spread. She has all kinds of different wines, and I think she charges, I believe it's $10. And then she has finger foods and
yeah, you got to clear that palate.
That's right. Yeah, it's a tasting. It's not a guzzle fest. It's a tasting to taste. Taste.
Do they teach you how to like swish it around?
Yeah, do they do the fancy stuff?
I mean, there's people in there. I mean, like I said, sometimes they'll have 30, 40 different wines, and you can go and I want to taste that. I want to taste that. And it's all stuff that she offers. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess if you tasted every one of them.
Yeah, I did that one time at Chattanooga Whiskey. A buddy of mine had a free tour thing, so we toured the facility, and then they have a tasting of the whiskey, and I didn't realize what I was doing.
That's strong stuff.
I walked out and I said, Claire, you're gonna have to help me. I don't think I can
Bryan
get
Northcutt. Shame.
I probably shouldn't say that on the air, but
yeah,
you never know. We're trying to get we got to get some kind of viewership here. So when I was growing up, and I don't know if this was the way it was when you were growing up, we got to get the viewership. But really, seriously,
during the boom days,
real boom days.
The most exciting thing that would happen, our Friday night consisted of, and I'm not sure what it was like because you're 8 years younger than me. It's at least school years. It was get in your car, get on Galt Avenue, and go to the South Y.
That's right. Straight.
And then some guys would stay in their trucks on the South Y at the athletic field, pull the tailgate down and sit there and smoke.
Yeah.
And then you'd pull in that parking lot, and then you'd run to the North Y.
Yep. Right.
And then you turn around and you go to the South Y.
That's right.
And you turn around and you go to the North Y.
Yep. Well,
now, when June Jam hit,
oh gosh,
it was like Panama City.
It really was. But that was it. Like we didn't have a boom days or.
We had a pool hall. I mean, I spent a lot of time
That's
at the
true.
pool hall.
That's true. Over where IGA used to be.
Bowling
I forgot about the pool hall there. Was it there when you were growing up?
It was closing. I think my sophomore year it closed.
Oh, so sad because that was a fun place.
Were y'all around when we had the skating rink?
Yes.
Yes.
I told my boys, we drove by it the other day. I said, that was a skating rink, and that was a skating rink. Because that was I don't know if it was the same ownership, but you remember there were two almost across the street from each other.
Right where my parents live, like across
Yeah,
the street
behind
from the
their
Masonic
house.
Lodge.
Yeah.
Across the street
and then
from-
there's one almost adjacent to the Masonic Lodge.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
It wasn't there for a long time, but it was there for a little bit.
Yeah,
So-
and now we have
but that was
nothing.
it.
That was it.
I mean,
We don't even have a bowling alley anymore.
no.
I know. We got nothing. Why?
Are you
We
going to get us a
tried.
movie theater? Steve wants to know.
This is
Listen, I mean, I have to.
That's about as exciting as I get now.
I'm telling
Right
you,
from
I know
popcorn.
that is a hot topic on Facebook, but this, Mayor Bain and the council have tried. I mean, it is
I know.
not
I'm just messing with you.
They had a lady, Jennifer McCurdy was still at the chamber, and gosh, they, talked to her about doing a movie theater, and she just said, I can't make that investment right now. It is not from lack of trying.
I know.
Is it that the kids today are different? Like they don't really need all that out, going out stuff? Is it that they're all upstairs on their
No, I
like
think
my
that
kids
I think
were?
we
playing
just
video
need the
games?
right investor to come in here
Yeah,
and
is it
see
really
the
up-
potential of the
yeah.
town, and I
Is
mean,
it really up to the city to do that? I
No,
guess
it's
that's the
not.
It's
question.
not.
Is it?
No.
Right.
Yeah.
We just need somebody to.
I agree
we've
with
gotta
that.
have
Any
an
other business
investor,
you have
right?
money
It's
in, yeah.
we would do anything we could to court those people to get them here, but
Yeah.
it's
I'm just saying, is
hard.
it the parents we're interested in kids having
Yeah.
something to do? Are the kids interested? Because ultimately they're the ones, the teenagers that
Well,
are.
this
gonna
kid would go to a
either
movie
or
theater.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I do bowling.
But
I
now
was
things have
seven.
changed recently in terms of used to be if it was the cheapest ticket I could get, that's the one I'm going to go to, and if it's got popcorn and a Coke, that's
Yeah.
it. But now people will pay more for experience. I mean,
Yeah.
people drive to Albertville to that one with all the seats that recline, and it's less seating. but more experience.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so people are paying more for experience than they are for the actual event nowadays.
Yeah,
So.
that's something that Jamie Posey and Brett Johnson, the new
Oh yeah, they're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Had them on the show.
Great job.
Man, we are a popping show, Holly.
I
We
am
are a popping
looking
show.
forward to working with them in the future, and I think that as soon as Albertville posted that yesterday, I mean, I'm texting them. I mean, I think
Their
that
entertainment center.
their
that they're
entertainment
building.
center.
What is that
I
gonna
would
be? I haven't
love
seen
to
that.
see something like
They
that.
just announced that. Well, I just saw it yesterday. I don't know.
Yeah.
If they announced it.
Yeah,
or not.
it's like a
It's a
announcement.
bowling alley
It's a
and
bowling alley,
all
bumper
kind of
cars, things
different-
like that.
Like the one in Oxford, the big one down there in
Maybe.
Oxford.
Yeah.
Well, they're not landlocked like we are,
Right,
but we
yes.
could still have
Yeah.
that.
But
Mayor,
that's the thing. I mean, it's an investment.
Mayor
So
Bain said that he was still talking at least to one theater that he was hopeful about, but
Yeah, yeah.
of course he can't guarantee anything.
yeah, I mean, like I said, we can't. You're talking millions of dollars to go to a movie
yeah.
theater. So I
People
would
like-
love. We all would love to see that.
Sit behind
that
your
is-
keyboard and type about it, or we can get out there and
Yes.
make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, we would all love to see it. So yes, it's not from lack of trying. It's just we just gotta get that right investor in here.
Yeah.
To
Well,
see us.
just from when we sat down to conjure up this show, and we said, what do we want it to be about? We want it to be informative. We want it to be entertaining. We want to have fun
Yeah.
with our guests. We want to enjoy our time, and we want to be about this community. And so that was one of our words that we used is a place where people can land to not just hear what Tricia Dunne does,
Right.
but who Tricia Dunne is, and kind of you've got kids invested in this community, in the school systems, and you're invested in everything. So thank you for coming on the show, and we have absolutely had a blast with this.
I've enjoyed it. You didn't ask me any too hard
Do you
questions.
miss being publisher of that paper?
I miss seeing everyone in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like I was so well, not just in Fort Payne, but countywide.
Yeah.
I mean, mayors, councilmen, school board. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a day-to-day, 24/7. So when I came to the city, I didn't get to I lost a lot of those ties throughout there, and still see them some, but. I tried to push that message while I was at the paper. I tried to put the fluff. I say fluff, the good news, and everybody would say, well, bad news sells, the guy in the esophagus is what sells a newspaper.
I'm not
that
gonna-
is
I'm not gonna be able to
true,
sleep tonight after that.
But I think through my years, I really tried to push the good news. There's so much bad out there. I mean, you got to focus on the good, and people are just negative, and you gotta. We have a good town.
Thanks, yeah, we do. Thank you for
Okay,
coming on the
thank you
show.
very
It's
much.
been an honor. We've enjoyed it, and we got to get you to do a liner
Okay.
before you leave. And so we've got to take a break, and
Yes,
we'll be
we do.
back because we got 2 more segments, and we'll be right back with more Lunch with Bryan and Steve right after this.
When you need to give something special, visit Tracy's in North Fort Payne. Beautiful floral arrangements, fresh or silk, stylish jewelry, scented candles and pampering products, cuddly stuffed animals, balloons, and candy. Tracy can help you put together the perfect gift and gourmet basket. Potted plants or hanging baskets with fresh spring flowers. At Tracy's, you're sure to find that unique gift that shows just how much you care. Tracy's is located at 2103 Galt Avenue in North Fort Payne. Open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 and Saturdays from 9 to noon. For every occasion, visit Tracy's full-service florist, personalized printing, and gifts. DeKalb Fix-It Appliance Warehouse is a mouthful, so Terry and Bobby have decided to drop the Fix-It and focus on giving you the best prices on new appliances. Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, Amana, LG, Samsung, GE, and more. Up to 75% off retail price on new, scratched and dent appliances. And as your Electrolux and Frigidaire dealer, DeKalb Appliance Warehouse is passing on more savings to you with even more new in-box selections. Need a refrigerator? Come in today and shop our overstocked warehouse. You will not get a better deal anywhere. We guarantee to match or beat any price. In-house service available to all as well. Used appliances will now be available at our previous location on Godfrey Avenue, along with the same computer sales and repairs our customers have come to enjoy. DeKalb Appliance Warehouse is open weekdays 9 to 5, Wednesdays and Saturdays 9 to 2, located on Airport Road in Fort Payne.
Hi, everybody. This is Greg Fowler. I work with the group Alabama, the Alabama Band Fan Club and Museum, and you are having lunch with Bryan and Steve on WZOB. All right. That was painless.
Stop treating your home like a storage bin. Make room for living with Wilson Storage. No matter the need or budget, Wilson Storage has the solution for you. They have gated standard units and climate control units. They have security cameras, alarms on every door, and 24-hour access. You can even rent or pay your bill online. Just go to wilsonstorage.com or call 256-845-1530. Wilson Storage is family owned and been serving our community since 1988. Wilson Storage in Fort Payne.
We are back, Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We're in our second hour, episode 14. Just got finished interviewing Andrew Harriston and Tricia Dunne from Boom Days. So hope you guys will go to boomdays.com. I think Miss Holly is going to put that on in our show notes.
Yes.
And
I will put a link.
and mention that so that you guys can go find that and sponsor them and be involved in all things Boom Days, which is just the kind of the crown jewel of our third Saturdays in Fort Payne.
It really is.
And so it's a really, really cool event. If you've never been to Boom Days, you need to come down and check it out. It is, I'll say this from my first experience with it, it's significantly better than you can conceive in your mind that it is. Like you think, okay, it's a concert with a bunch of stuff going downtown. I've been to these festivals before in cities. It's better than you think it is. And so it'd be worth your time to go down there and check it out, especially just being involved in the community. So thankful for them and what they're doing with Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We talked about Holly maybe going live at not Boom Days. We could do Boom Days.
Third Saturday?
The third Saturday that's coming up. So we're going to try to do something, maybe a remote.
Yes, we must. We must, because I want a dry run before we try to do the breakfast.
Oh, that's right.
So, and the chamber was very sweet to let us know that we can set up right outside the chamber, their door. So,
That's
and
two
we
sweet
will.
ladies, isn't it,
Yes,
down
we
there?
were down there yesterday. Just popped in on them because I didn't want to stand on a street corner waiting on you
She
guys.
sent an email saying, she sent
I'm
a text saying
standing.
she's standing on the street corner. I thought, well, she's in Winslow, Arizona.
I just wanted to make you feel guilty because you're not here yet.
I came on down. I looked for her and I couldn't find her.
Let me tell you something. Living in Valley Head right now and Mentone. What did you say?
I went down there and couldn't see her. I said, well, I guess she got a customer.
Oh, that's awful. There
Not
is
really.
no.
Not really.
Never mind. That was a question
I'm
I wish I could take
married
back.
woman.
Although it didn't have anything to do with an esophagus.
Anyway.
Well, okay.
So Boom Days. Oh yeah, you want to do a
Third
dry run? So
Saturday.
we are going to do. We're going to do some.
We're going to be at Third
We're
Saturday.
going to be at Third Saturday. This third Saturday. So come by and say hey to us. Although most of the people are watching this show, I know anyway. But hopefully we're getting some new listeners. I just need some feedback. Do you not want feedback? I feel
like on the like comment.
like what we're doing. I hear people saying, yes, I see you. Yes, I've watched you. Yes, this guy in Columbus, Georgia is watching us now. So, hey, Columbus, Georgia.
Yeah,
And St. Louis, Missouri.
And St. Louis, Missouri. Hey to St. Louis,
That's
Missouri.
awesome.
So
We'll
we're
love to
getting
have
listeners and viewers around the world, which is, positive.
It's still SEC territory.
All back to football.
That's
isn't it?
right.
Yeah, so if you see these guys walking around town, stop them and
Yeah, I
give
just
them your feedback.
If you go, you know what? I watched it for 5 minutes. It stinks. Then
Keep
then
that to
we
yourself.
at least no. I like to know because I want to know what we can do to make this better. I feel like we're doing a good job. I'm enjoying doing it. I have fun when we do it.
Yeah, me too.
Sitting in here and bantering back and forth and cutting up with people in the city and in the community. When they start dropping names, we're like, yeah, they were on the show. Well, they were on the show. They were on the show.
All these successful people makes me wish I'd amounted to something. I feel bad.
Next week we're going to interview Steve Chambers and what he's done with his life. Steve, tell them everybody.
Oh, it's a cluster. I'm sorry.
So anyway, we'll be at
Except
Third
for Martha, of course.
We'll be at Third Saturday, and then we'll be at the Republican breakfast in
Breakfast.
Henniger on July the 4th. That's going to
That's
be.
our aim. At 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm glad you are a morning person.
Maybe
Bryan
that'll
Northcutt.
launch the show. Steve, you got anything you want to cover right now?
Is there a Democrat breakfast?
I'm not a Democrat.
I believe it's at
so I don't
Sonic. I'm
know.
not sure.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Rain gauge?
Rain gauge, yes. Let's do rain gauge before.
Okay. Well, it's not too impressive for June just yet.
What's the 4th, isn't it? The 5th? What's the day? The 5th?
5th for May.
Hold on. What
it-
was May? What did May end up on? 11?
10.33.
10.33. Okay,
At
so
my station, and for June,
I bet we've had less than half an inch.
there you're correct. It's just a trace.
Just
Because when I was mowing yesterday, I knew it was raining on me, but it didn't really register in
So
the
let me ask you
gauge,
this.
so you put a trace.
Straight up question.
Yes.
You ever walk by that rain gauge on like the 3rd and go, crap, I forgot to empty it out. And,
Do
and
you?
Then, and then you and then you have to make up a number.
And
You ever make
have
up a number?
inaccurate.
No, I've never done that. But I have forgotten to do it. And then you have to, there's a little thing where you do multiple,
But you look at it every
days.
single day.
I do.
Okay,
If
so
I
that would
forget-
keep you from doing that.
Sometimes if I know it hadn't rained, I forget to put it down, and then you have to do multiple days.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
the
I'm just
thing,
curious.
yeah.
Hey, we've got some Fort Payne news. We've got some golfers. I've been talking with a kid in our youth group, JP Grote, who finished, I think I mentioned it last week, qualified for the junior state amateur or junior national amateur.
Well, amateur, but you said it different last
Amateur?
week.
Amateur.
Amateur.
How do
You
you
said
say it?
amateur.
What's the right way to say it?
I don't know. Amateur.
Tricia, how do you say amateur? Amateur? Amateur.
Okay.
Okay, that's an
Well,
Adamsburg way to
she's
say
a
it.
publisher. She knows how to say it.
Yeah, she's an English publisher person, so amateur. JP Grote qualified to play in Texas. It's actually the same weekend as our beach retreat, so he can't go. Neither can Lindy, so I'm down a chaperone. But he's going to be playing in Texas in the National Junior Amateur Championship. They are playing in the state. He is playing in the state amateur championship in Prattville, along with Harrison Davis, his cousin, first cousin, who just finished his career at Mississippi State, and along with Will and Zach McCurdy, all 4 Fort Payne products. So
Wow.
Zach played at Jacksonville State. Will played at Auburn. I think he played on a couple mini tours, didn't he? Didn't
Yeah, I
Will
think
play a
so.
little bit pro golf?
And do they have something next week also? or
Wait,
is
he
this
couldn't play in
an
the amateur
extension of this?
championship if he's a huh?
Do they have something next week also? I know
Possible.
Marcy said something about Harrison next.
Could be. I'm not sure. But they're playing in Prattville today. I think they're playing right now or getting close to teeing off. So that'll be interesting for all 4 Fort Payne kids playing in that tournament. I say kids. Will's like 33 now, but
is he?
I think he's cracked 30, but he's not. He's still a kid in my eyes. So that's in the news. Also, Hayden Chambers received an offer this week. Did you know that?
Coach Camp told me yesterday.
Yep. Auburn University has offered Hayden Chambers a scholarship to kick. So he'll be, which is crazy because he really hasn't started a game for Fort Payne yet. He has as a punter, and he's done some kickoff stuff. But this will be his first full year as, I guess he
Place
received
kicker.
it as a kicker, didn't he? Was it a kicker?
I don't know,
or
it's
punter?
place kicker or punter. Yeah, he
He
can do
do-
both.
He does both really well.
I wonder if because of the McPhersons now the college they're like, okay, we need a kicker. Check out Fort Payne and see who they got.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've already texted Chris
kicker
Stewart
you.
about it. I said,
Get DeBoer on it.
We can't have a Chambers at Auburn. We're going. Let's see if Alabama. Well, every time he makes one, I am. Yeah. No, I don't think I.
That's
have.
funny. I didn't think about it. It never occurred to me. He's got the last name of Steve. You can't have a Chambers kicking it all.
No, this is just horrible.
Come on, Steve.
That's funny.
No,
But
I'm
anyway,
glad for him.
Real excited for Hayden, and he, by all measuring sticks, has got all the measurables that you're looking for. He's got the build for it. Which is crazy because
he looks like a linebacker now.
Chris told me yesterday that he's going to probably try to use him some at wide receiver. He's fast.
Wow. Okay.
He's a good soccer player.
He really is. Yeah, does well at soccer, so he's going to be have at least that opportunity to advance his career into college. So excited for Hayden and the whole Chambers family. Congratulations to you guys for that offer. Well, I wanted to mention something that Holly had mentioned in our group chat that we have, and that is if you guys watched any of the Auburn regionals. Did you watch any baseball this last weekend, college baseball?
Didn't last long for Alabama.
Alabama was 2 and done. But
That's correct.
the Auburn team went and won their regional.
They
And
hosted, didn't they?
They did host.
Yeah, they're
And
doing
so
great this year.
There's a picture here of the team with the plaque, and then there's this kid right here holding a jersey, and it says Roberts on it, number 46. So if you look right there, you can see that. And that is actually Saxon Roberts, who is a freshman pitcher. I don't think he's played in a ton of games. He's not He's not in the regular rotation.
You can see him in the dugout a lot, though. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
he celebrates a lot with the team. But anyway, he's a pitcher down at Auburn from Nashville, and Franklin.
Yeah.
It's all Nashville. It all counts.
Whatever.
Okay.
Hey, he's got a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah.
And that boy can bat. He is a baller.
Yeah. So anyway, that is Saxon Roberts. The reason I bring that up is he's not there at that championship game because his father, Derek Roberts, had passed away from ALS the day before this game or the day of this game. It was.
When was this game? This was.
Wednesday?
No.
That's the championship
Tuesday?
picture. So that's Saturday. That's Sunday.
Okay, that's Sunday. He passed away Tuesday. I think they brought everybody in, and he passed away this Tuesday.
Okay. And so, so he had not passed away when the championship.
He wasn't there though. He wasn't at the
Right.
game.
They called all the family in.
Yeah, they called the family in. They knew it was close.
So he passed away Tuesday from ALS, and Saxon is Holly's nephew.
No, not my nephew. he's
second cousin.
First cousin once removed.
First cousin once removed.
Yeah.
So his mother
is one of my favorite cousins in all the world.
Yeah, her name was Robin Perkins in college, and she was a cheerleader at Auburn. Here's a picture of her and Saxon's dad, Derek Roberts.
Yep.
This is the one who passed away, and that's Holly's cousin here when she was a cheerleader. She's your age.
She is.
Where did she grow up?
Tarrant, Alabama.
Okay.
Her father was the band director there.
Is that right?
Yeah, we come from a long line of band directors, but
Okay.
she went athletes on us, so she's like the black sheep of the family.
Tarrant Wildcats.
Is that what it is?
That is.
Okay.
I don't know. They're still at high school.
I don't think is there a Tarrant High School? It may have gone.
I don't know.
Well, we'll get off on a
Where
tangent.
Jack
in a second.
O'Rear played, the quarterback at Alabama in the 70s. But
So anyway, this is Holly's first cousin,
Yeah.
Robin, and her son Jackson, who pitches at Auburn.
Saxon. That's okay. It's
Saxon.
a strange name.
It is. Where did she get that name?
I have no idea.
Okay. Anyway, and I think they went to church with Clint, didn't they?
Yes, because Clint
In
is
Decatur.
Facebook friends with him. He says, your boy can dance on Facebook, Anyway, watching him in the dugout. So, yes, I think, what is that church?
First Bible Church.
Yeah,
In
probably.
Decatur, they went to church together.
Yeah.
And then they moved to Nashville, and then Clint ended up moving to Nashville.
Isn't that funny?
Anyway,
Small
passed
world.
away. So sorry and sad for that family. Sorry for your loss, Holly. I know that's a tough. I mean, he's my age, ALS.
Yeah.
And Betty, that is
a horrible disease.
Not there.
And it does seem to hit a certain kind of person, like very athletic.
Yeah.
Men, which Derek, was, and anyway, yeah, he was diagnosed about, I want to think 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's been a long road, but their church in Franklin has been wonderful. I mean, God has just been very faithful through the whole thing.
Yeah.
They are a family of great faith. And
Yeah.
they serve a good God. So.
Yeah. So sorry for the family. You're heading up tomorrow for the funeral.
I am,
Okay.
yes. I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah. Well, give her our best and from the show. And I knew her like just a little bit because I played ball and she was a cheerleader, but we didn't really interact a whole lot. But I knew who she was. So sorry. Anyway, we've got to take a break. We've got one more segment left. Thank you guys for listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We'll be right back right after this.
My Supply is my hometown hardware store. At My Supply, I never have to wander aimlessly around the store looking for what I need. I know that when I walk through the door, I'm going to be greeted by a person and helped right away. So whether you're looking for plumbing, electrical, hand or power tools, welding supplies, standard or metric fasteners, or anything else to help with your home projects and repairs, shop My Supply on Godfrey Avenue in Northeast Fort Payne. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. My Supply, your hometown hardware store.
Do you need to declutter? Wish you could free up some valuable space at work or home? Helium Mini Storage has climate control units available, and all their units are gated for maximum protection. You can also store your stuff at home with their Four Seasons or Max Steel storage buildings for sale. Just come by Helium Mini Storage on Galt Avenue in North Fort Payne. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. And while you're there, be sure to check out play sets for the kids. Store your stuff with Helium Mini Storage.
Hi, this is Alabama Speaker of the House, Nathaniel Ledbetter, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve on WZOB.
Rawson Pools is eliminating every reason why you can't have your very own. No cash on hand? There's financing available at Rawson Pools. Ground too rocky? Rawson Pools is installing hybrid above-ground pools with 14-gauge steel panels, making it more durable and cost-effective than your average above-grounder. Check out their Facebook page to see what 30 years of pool installation experience can give you. Call 256-638-5904 to take the plunge. And always visit Rawson Pool and Supply Store in Rainsville for all your pool supply and accessory needs. Rawson Pools, the pool professionals.
There we go. Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We're back. You got to wait for it to settle. You got to let it ride a little bit and pop it right there in there.
That's right.
Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Bryan Northcutt, Steve Chambers. We're on our last segment. Steve, hush. We only got 5 minutes, so hang on.
Go on, bro.
All right. So I do need to promo for next week. We've got Chris Elmore, head football coach at Fort Payne High School.
Oh, good.
I'm used to interviewing him like in little 5-minute segments, so it's going to be interesting to kind of go for an hour because there is a lot more to talk about than just who's going to play quarterback now that Dax is gone. But
I think we lost our inside linebacker.
yeah, we did. We lost inside linebacker yesterday, so it's a long story.
Are we going to talk about that next week?
If he wants to.
Or is that an off-the-air subject?
We will see what he wants to talk about.
Well, if we got to talk football, I'll take one for the team here. So. Hey, you do a show with him during the season,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's just real short.
Is it on Thursday evenings?
No, when do we record those? On Wednesdays, don't we?
Y'all record them Wednesdays at lunch, and we air them Thursday at 5.
We
It's
could have
called
him
Cat Chat
we could have
from
50
5 to
We
5:30.
could have 15 or 30 minutes with him every Thursday if our show lasts into the fall.
That's true.
Oh no! I am counting on this show lasting to the fall. I'm just saying, you want to do what?
I tell you what, we
Have Chris on the third, whoever our
on
guest
lunch
is
with Bryan and Steve.
Yeah, on Thursdays
every
for
week.
that show.
We'll do them every because we can talk football.
For 15
He would
or
have
30
to come
minutes.
here though, when he's working at the
And maybe so,
school.
I don't know.
He has free reign
Plus,
up there.
for
What are you talking
Runs
FPTV,
that
they
place.
also do Cat Chat. So we kind of share that product,
about? Oh, so
They
can
they
pay
also
us for
air
our
Cat
talent.
Chat.
We got to get paid somewhere. Hey, I do want to mention the June Jam stuff coming up, fan appreciation events. Obviously, there's no concert this year, but we do have the Songwriter Showcase. 2 nights of that Songwriter Showcase at the City Auditorium, June 27th through 28th. Teddy Gentry singing with the Stars will be that week. I don't have the details on that. Fandemonium at the Farm. Greg Fowler told us that is sold out. So just be aware that the June Jam stuff is coming up as we've talked with Tricia and Andrew about community in Fort Payne. June Jam is one of the central figures for, a long time, 20 years, 15 years, 20 years of Fort Payne. And so that's another area that you can support the city and what we do, what we're trying to do. So, Steve, let's go with what you got over there.
Do you want quotes or you want this day in history?
Give me the most riveting thing you got.
Well, they're all riveting. Okay. This is one of my favorite Yogi Berra quotes.
All right.
When you get to a fork in the road, take it.
I love it. I've used that one before.
And
Didn't know it was Yogi Berra.
And this is the first Julie Andrews quote I've ever used.
Is it going to be the last?
Yeah. Perseverance is failing 19 times and succeeding the 20th.
That is perseverance, yeah.
Yes.
19 times.
I think I heard her say, was it Julie Andrews? I think it was. Because Kim told me this one time. Practice so much that you can't do it wrong.
Wrong. Well, you gotta practice it right though.
Practice it right so
Right.
much that you can't do it wrong. So
Yeah.
I think that was Julie Andrews.
Well,
If it's not, she just got credit for
Coach
it.
Saban said that. We practice so much you can't do it wrong.
Is that what he
Did
said?
he said
That's what
that?
Well, he stole
I
it
wonder-
from Julie Andrews.
I guess he did.
Okay. Just whoever you prefer to give credit to, because I know Coach Saban is sweating that one out.
Yeah, he's not getting paid anything. is he?
Yeah. Now this one is tough. This is from Winston Churchill. Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm.
Oh,
that's hard.
that is the
that
life
is
of a kicker.
hard.
That's a place kicker right there.
A place kicker?
Yes. That's the hardest thing in the world to do is for kicking.
If
And
you-
I can imagine
if
golf
you
the
miss
same
one,
way.
to put it behind you.
Put it behind you because I mean the most quoted statement to kickers from coaches ever is, buddy, you got one job to do.
Yeah. That just means he's gonna miss the next time if you do that.
Yeah.
Saban quit. He quit talking to him, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said, "Whatever I'm saying is ruining him."
He doesn't exactly. He doesn't exactly coddle them.
All right, what else?
All right.
Give me another one.
Well, I know that Holly.
We bombed something else, didn't we?
Holly likes the bombing, so we're gonna do that.
Oh my word! Here we go.
Esophaguses and is that plural for esophagus?
I think we only have one.
But if you have multiple, like if you this guy carrying him in the trunk,
That was just his ex-wife.
Esophagi.
Esophagus. Anyway,
In 1944,
we got plenty of bombing in esophagus.
World War II, more than 1,000 British bombers dropped 5,000 tons of bombs on German gun batteries in Normandy, preparing for D-Day, which is June 6th.
Wow.
Also
That's
known,
tomorrow.
June 6th.
Also known as Ashley's birthday.
Is it really?
It
She was
is.
born on D-Day.
That's
celebration.
what I
Not
would
on
say.
D-Day because that would make her really old. But.
Is that why people want to rename June Veteran Month?
I don't know. That's a
'Cause
good
D-Day.
reason.
That'd be a good one.
That'd be a good reason.
That's a good one to start with.
Yeah.
Let's see. In 1945, the Allied Control Council, the military occupation governing body of Germany, finally takes power. In other words, that's after Germany capitulated. And then this doesn't have anything to do with World War II. In 1956, Elvis Presley introduces his new single, Hound Dog, on the Milton Berle Show.
Oh, really? Interesting.
We rounded back to Elvis.
Scandalizing
all the way back.
Scandalizing the audience with his suggestive hip movements.
Yes, that was scandalous in
so
that day.
This is one of the interesting things about doing this show, and you can back me up on this. You too. We used the term esophagus on this show. We talked about Elvis weddings. We talked about rain gauges.
We run the gamut.
When you go down the list, there's not another show like this one.
The subjects we will cover.
We
talk
should
about
just
it.
call this Rabbit Trails with Brian and
Yeah,
Steve.
that's true.
Because we will chase somebody.
The rabbit hole.
The
In 1967, the Six-Day War begins as the Israeli Air Force launches simultaneous preemptive attacks on air forces of Egypt and Syria. And people are always surprised, Israel holds their ground, but if you read the end of the Bible, they win. So I don't know why they're surprised. 1968, U.S. presidential candidate Robert Kennedy is shot at the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles by Sirhan Sirhan.
Did he get
Palestinian Sirhan Sirhan?
Did he serve jail time?
He's still in jail.
He's still in jail?
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Yes. I remember.
But when you do that, you can't play
Yeah.
with others anymore.
No, don't play well with others. 1977, on this date, the Apple II, one of the first personal computers, goes on sale.
82?
77.
77. Have you seen that story? Have you read that?
Yeah,
have you seen that
that's
movie?
Steve Jobs.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's really
Jamie
good.
made me. One of the many movies he makes
That's
me
a
watch.
good one.
Yeah.
That's a good
It
one.
is a good
Have
movie.
you seen it? It
is
talks
good.
about
I've seen bits and pieces of
Wozniak
that.
and
Yeah.
and Steve Jobs and then how
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates tied in there with the operating systems and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
They had the money behind it, didn't they?
And it's something. It's amazing. Just takes one idea, one show, one show. We're on that trajectory.
Yeah, didn't
at some
Steve
point.
Jobs have some quotes? You need to look up some Steve Jobs quotes.
I will.
He said the day that you realize that the richest people in the world put their pants on the same way you do is a transformative day. It's something like that. It wasn't. That's not
Yeah.
exactly what he said.
Don't be
I chew-
intimidated.
in other words, the successful people are doing the same things, or they do different things than you're doing, and that's the difference in them and you. And once you can overcome that,
Yeah, think I'll never be like that. I can never.
Back to the morbid.
The morbid minute with Steve Chambers.
This day in 1981, the first recognized case of AIDS was
really
discovered by the Centers for Disease Control in Los Angeles.
that's Fauci, wasn't it? He was in all of that.
Was he?
He was. You know, seen all that stuff? That's a whole nother, that's a rabbit trail you can go down. And we
Yeah.
got to take another break.
Okay.
Before we get in real trouble.
Yeah.
We'll be right back to close out the show with Lunch with Bryan and Steve right after this.
So long. Cheers. Adios. Bye, Felicia. Don't let the door hit you.
More and more people are saying goodbye to pests with Safe Solutions Plus LLC. And it's no wonder with their top-notch customer service, quality products, and lower prices. And now with their new website, it's never been easier to manage your pest control service with Safe Solutions Plus. Just visit sspestandtermite.com to view your billing details, make payments online, and review past services. Family owned and operated, Safe Solutions Plus is located at 934 Main Street West in Rainsville. Call 256-638-7378. Safe Solutions Plus, protecting homes and businesses one solution at a time.
Okay, then. Bye.
Hey, it's Chris Stewart, the voice of the Crimson Tide, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve on WZOB Radio. Roll Tide.
Stop treating your home like a storage bin. Make room for living with Wilson Storage. No matter the need or budget, Wilson Storage has the solution for you. They have gated standard units and climate control units. They have security cameras, alarms on every door, and 24-hour access. You can even rent or pay your bill online. Just go to wilsonstorage.com or call 256-845-1530. Wilson Storage is family owned and been serving our community since 1988. Wilson Storage in Fort Payne.
This is WZOB Fort Payne, 100.9 FM and 1250 AM.
All right, it's time to close the show out. Steve, you wanted to give a shout out before we say goodbye.
Well, today's the Alabama-Auburn golf shootout
Yeah.
at Terrapin Hills.
Yep.
It's I know it's Alabama's our local alumni association. It's our biggest fundraiser, and Tommy Hicks and Mark Malone told me it is also Auburn's biggest fundraiser.
For scholarships for local kids who are going to go to Auburn or Alabama.
That's correct.
This is the fundraiser for that.
This is the big one, and if the rain's held off, hopefully it's a beautiful day and they're having a good time out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're ready to wrap up the show. As always, we want you guys to know that this show is about being informative. We want you to have information about Boom Days and everything else going on in Fort Payne. We want it to be entertaining, but most of all, we want you guys to know the gospel of Jesus Christ and the power of transformation. When the Holy Spirit gets a hold of your life, we really believe that what we're able to do, Steve's got his velvety voice, and I've got my ability to talk off the cuff about anything, comes from the Lord, and it is a gift from Him, and we want to steward that well. Holly, thank you for giving us the opportunity to be on the air, but we hope you guys will know that power too. And that's what we're really all about. So thank you guys for listening to another episode. We're glad that you joined us. We'll be back next week with Chris Elmore, head football coach at Fort Payne High School. For more with Lunch with Bryan and Steve next week.
I'll try to talk some football next week.